live here. Me. Hey, what's up, everybody? Let me get my. Just getting everything all set up over here. Analytics. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. Let me know how the sound's going. I know early on in the Grom the Paunch, it was a little on the quiet side. The sound was. I can turn it up a little bit here. Let me see. Hopefully that's not too quiet. Okay, then I can just turn it down some on my headphones. Okay. Alright, so this is going to be a Warhammer stream, not a League stream. We are still going to do League around the same time, 11 p.m., around midnight. Be sure to check out the video that I released. Hey, thanks, Butter. I'll try to upgrade my other one, too. It'll say, like, League on it. I appreciate it. But, yeah, watch that video. I'm releasing a lot of new stuff that I've got set up. The super old one, yeah. So I did release Grom the Paunch earlier today. I've been recording some Iltharion. I'll probably start that tomorrow, releasing those episodes. So I'm going to have Grom and Iltharion coming out. And I still do have a couple more episodes of Skaven and Empire that I'm going to release as well. And then I know there has been some interest in maybe doing another Empire campaign. I'm trying to see if I can talk this person into maybe doing Marcus Wolfhard. Because I really like his supply lines. It was pretty fun the time that I did it. It's pretty challenging too. Hey, thanks, Fun Police. I appreciate it. So, his name's the Fun Police. My wife was getting a giggle at your name. Anyway, so today we're going to be doing Kotep. This is sponsored by Colt. I'm not sure if Colt's here or not. But how this stream's going to work is I'm going to record individual episodes that I'm hopefully going to release as well as part of the series. But it's going to be live, and it's legendary, so, I mean, there's a good chance I just, you know, sometimes I may just die. Like, in the first 2 or 3 episodes. You never see that in the campaigns. It doesn't happen that often, but that is something that you could see on the live streams. This is just going to be me kind of working through this stuff. So the stream is going to be continuous, but I'm going to be addressing 2 audiences. So I'll be talking to the stream and people in chat, but then I'll also be talking to the video. So I'll say things like, you know, welcome back, all that kind of stuff, or see you later, but the stream's going to continue, right? So it's kind of, it's a little weird that it's for, like, 2 mediums, but, nice, nice. Good job, Fun Police. Okay, but anyways, let's go ahead and get in here. Yeah, so welcome, feel free to ask any questions and just come in and chill. Hey, what's up, Glenn? Come in and chill, but it's going to be Kotep. Now, Colt had requested, at first he wanted Loki or Fellheart, but then he decided to do Tomb Kings. And everyone that asked for Tomb Kings on the channel wants to do Kotep. And he is one of the hardest lords possible on the map to do. And we'll talk about why when we get in there. But alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start recording this. And then if you have any questions, whatever, just go ahead and ask. Hey, thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. We're still going to do the League stream later tonight, too. If you got to go or something early on, we'll be back later tonight for League on the stream. But I appreciate the support. Okay. Let me make sure I've got my OBS visible here. How can I need to be able to see the time. Alright, let me just adjust my screens over here. I think that'll work. There we go. Okay, I need to see concurrent viewers and screen. Hey, what's up, Vanko? Well, yeah, I'll try. I'll see if I can work some of these in. It's just all about my schedule during the day. But hey, if it's successful, if we can start getting close to 80 to 100 people or something, then maybe I can do more of these. And, you know, if people are into this, maybe I can do more multiplayer. Maybe I can do some of, I know Legend of Total War does, like, Save My Campaign, where people, I think, donate and send him a replay file, and then he tries to get out of, like, a really crazy situation that they've got themselves into. So there's some other fun stuff we could end up doing. Okay, but anyways, go ahead and get started here. Hello, buddy. Welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're going to be doing a legendary campaign with Kotep of the Tomb Kings. So special thanks to Colt for sponsoring this campaign. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to sponsor a campaign yourself, just email me at thestrategyprofessor at gmail.com. Let me know what you have in mind. Right now, it's just $30 for 15 episodes. And if you want to watch more content, we have tons and tons of different legendary campaigns on the channel. I am live streaming this as well right now, so you might hear me talking with the chat over there. We're just kind of testing out, seeing if we can get a decent turnout for live streams while we're recording these episodes. So yeah, come by, check it out. Right now we don't have a schedule. If we can get a lot of people, then we might do it on the weekends, you know, maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday. We'll see how time permits. But if we get a big turnout, it's something we can do more often. And I know people like the live streams. They can ask me questions. You get to experience it live as we do it. So anyways, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for updates on that if you want to know more about the live streams. Right now, it's just kind of impromptu. When someone donates for one, then we're doing it. But we might make it a more regular thing. Okay, so let's talk about the Tomb Kings and Kotep here. And this is on vanilla as well, and this is right after the Grom the Paunch DLC at the very end of May. Just for kind of a point of reference if you're watching this in the future. But Kotep, I was just telling the stream, is one of the most difficult lords in the game, and there are several reasons for this. Number one is his location on the map. I guess we can go ahead and get in there and I'll point out all this stuff to you, but let's just go over the faction effects real quick. He's mountain suitable, bad diplomacy with dark elves that you're surrounded by, two canopic jars per turn, which is kind of a currency you can use to buy items. Campaign movement range +5 for all armies, pretty good. Replenishment +10% for all armies, that's legit. And then he starts off with hero capacity +2 for Lich Priests, and hero recruitment rank +3 for Lich Priests. Okay, so legendary, very hard. Let's go ahead and get in here. And this is Mortal Empires, by the way, also. Alright. Hey, what's up, Eric? Hey, what's up, Dark Sky? Can't do Recon right now. I might play some more support. I know some people had said they wanted me to do support on the League stream later on, but hey, what's up, Sebastian? I just started releasing Grom episodes a couple of hours ago, so you can find that on the main channel as well. I can put it on Nightbot and put a link up. YouTube limits you to 3 announcements per day to subscribers. They don't give you any more than that. So I had to do one for the sort of just channel updates announcement. I'm doing one for this live stream, and then I've got to save one for League stream later on. So I'm going to release a lot of little videos today, but they won't have announcements. So you just kind of have to go by the channel. And what I'm going to do in general is just I'm going to release new episodes of Warhammer at noon every day so that it's consistent, because not all of them will have announcements. So I'm going to try to release the Greenskins and Ilthari and the Elves that I've been recording over the last week or so.
Insightful.
I'm going to release them all every day around noon. So just check back on the channel at noon every day, around noon to 1, and you should see the videos. Heh. Okay. So what makes Kotep really hard? Okay, well, number one is he is so far from all the other Tomb Kings. So all the other Tomb Kings are around here in the desert, and that's really where all your habitable space is. That's where all of the landmark buildings are, and like really powerful monuments you can get. That's where all your Confederation opportunities are. So just everything is down here, and he starts off on the other side of the universe, isolated by himself. And the Tomb Kings in general would really like trade agreements, because their buildings don't give any money. I mean, this is as good as it's gonna get, right? 50 gold, 150 gold. I mean, that's it. That's your money building. So you really have to have trade agreements with people. And if you're down there with Tomb Kings, you know, if you play nice with some of the other factions, you might be able to get trade agreements. But especially with other Tomb Kings, you can get trade agreements and get more money over time. So you have a real big problem generating money as the Tomb Kings. Now, you don't have to pay any upkeep on your units, which is really nice, so that is cool, but really your only way to get money is through battles, and they don't really get that much from the battles either. They don't get a lot of post-battle loot, they don't get a lot of sack money, so it's just very, very difficult to come up with money with the Tomb King. So you still have to pay to buy your buildings, right? And they are kind of on the expensive side. Not super expensive, but given your income level, they're quite expensive. So That's the biggest thing, is that he's isolated. Everything. Another thing is a lot of this area around here is going to be orange, which means that your construction buildings are going to be a lot more expensive, so 30% more expensive, and you don't get as much replenishment. So it's like, yeah, he gets plus 10% replenishment, but he also gets minus 8% if he's on yellow property. Everything that's frozen is yellow. So he's got some desert here. Some of this stuff is mountains, so he does have some mountainous stuff in here. But a lot of this stuff is going to be frozen, so it's going to be very difficult to manage all of that. So that's another thing, is he's surrounded by yellow, surrounded by hostiles. You have negative 40 diplomacy with every dark elf. Skaven aren't going to like you. Nobody's going to like you, so it's tough. And then your early game, Kotep himself can't really fight. Like, he's pretty terrible in combat. He is a mage, you know, he can get some okay spells. He does start with Sandstorm, which is strong, and he does eventually level up, and he gets some bonuses for the Shopti, which are your big anti-infantry units. So those are pretty good, but yeah, compared to the other lords, he's just way, way harder, I think. I've never tried Archon the Black. He's labeled as a hard start position, but there's no way he's as hard as Kotep is. So yeah, that's what makes him one of the toughest people in the game to start with, because of all those reasons. It's just very, very difficult to manage the campaign. And your early game units aren't really that great that you have access to. You know, you have some archers here. They have 10 armor. They only deal 15 missile strength. And then, like, your skeletons only have 10 armor. You know, 18 melee attack, 22 defense. So, like, they're way weaker than, like, the Vampire Counts skeletons in the early game, so don't be deceived by that. They're a lot closer to zombies, basically. And it does not look, it says they're meat shield units, but I don't see the expendable trait on them, which is actually pretty significant. That means that if they run, then it is going to affect the leadership of everybody else. Whereas a lot of meat shield units, yeah, a lot of those units, like your zombies, you know, like Skaven slaves and things like that, have an expendable trait, so that whenever they run, it doesn't affect the leadership of everyone else around you, because they're expected to die. So it's like, whatever, no one cares if they're dying. But these skeletons, although they're kind of like zombies, they don't have that, so it will really hurt your leadership. But they can't run in general; they just start crumbling. So maybe it doesn't even matter. Okay. But anyways, alright, so what's the game plan here? What are we starting off with? Well, basically and this is another thing, that the only way that I've seen this be really viable, another thing that's really fun, is that everywhere around you is already burned to the ground. So that means if you want to occupy anything, you have to spend like thousands of gold, like 2,000 gold, and it brings your entire army down to like 5% health or something like that. So it's pretty brutal. Now, these are kind of expendable. It doesn't affect your Hierro Titan, and it doesn't affect your Lord. But all this other stuff would be taken down to virtually nothing, and you're not going to have a ton of replenishment. So that's really rough. I mean, it's like, you'd have to colonize this, you'd have to colonize this, you'd have to colonize this and this. So it's really pretty brutal in the early game. So what we have to do then is we just want to walk over here. So I know Colt was brand new to the game, and he was saying like, oh, you got to play this campaign. You know, I really like the Tomb Kings, I want to do this. I'm like, are you sure you want to do Kotep? Oh, there's Colt. Hey, what's up? I was hoping you wouldn't miss this. Yeah, sure. So Colt's wanting us to go over other things. But yeah, this is a hard campaign, man. This is definitely, would not recommend as noob-friendly campaign, but we can do it. Okay, so we can recruit 2 Lich Priests. The Light Priest is bad. You really, like, pretty much only the Death Priest is what we're gonna have to get early on. I think that's the best one. So you can hire as many as you want. They don't cost any money to hire them. So you can just get rid of him. You can hire them from anywhere as well. And you can do that with all of the heroes. As long as you have the capacity to hire whatever the hero is, then you can hire them in any town anywhere, which is pretty nice. And you get 4 extra ranks when you hire new ones. So I can go over the magical options here just really quick. So So we've got Death Magic, which is probably the number one that you want to go for. This has traditionally been a very strong school of magic. You can cause terror. It also gives out a little bit of leadership for that, which terror is going to cause enemy units. It's going to make it much more likely that they run away, especially when their leadership gets lower, so that can be good. On Legendary, it is a little bit harder because they get a lot of extra leadership, but it's still doable. This is what we're going to be using a lot in the early game, is Spirit Leech. So this basically does a pretty good chunk of damage, primarily to a single combatant, so you use this to kind of whittle down their lords. So we're just going to have to try to snipe out their lords with Spirit Leeches, because that's really one of our only like very viable strategies early on, is we can get a lot of Spirit Leech with Kotep. Later on, you can use Doom and Darkness, which lowers leadership by 16 for 36 seconds around everyone. So if the enemy's like getting pretty low, you can see their leadership bar. I'll show you in combat. It's this little white bar. If they're getting pretty low, if they're getting to about half, you can drop this on them, and it'll make a bunch of them run. They can cause a chain rout. You can win the fight that way. So it's a pretty handy little spell. This is just a good debuff later on as well. Minus 30 armor, especially against some of the lower armor entry-level units, like the Bleak Swords and the Dark Spear, or Dark Shards and things like that, the Spear units. This can be pretty good. Minus 30 armor, and it lowers their base damage as well. So it's kind of a combination of offense and defense. Purple Sun is a pretty good Vortex spell. It is a little on the expensive side, but it is a pretty large hitbox. So particularly when you're sieging, this is good. And later on in the game, if you can get some of your big units like the Sphinxes, then this can be really good, because you can just run like a Sphinx into their army and then just drop like a couple of Purple Suns on them, and that'll completely wipe out like low tier infantry. You don't have access to that early on because your Hyro Titan is very slow. I mean, I guess you can walk him out and just like face tank a bunch of stuff and then drop Purple Sun on him. We might end up doing that some, but it's very good if you're like Lizardmen, or just anything that's going to have like huge like meat shield single entity monsters, because it doesn't do that much damage to single entities like lords and giant monsters, but it completely shreds infantry. Pretty much every Vortex spell is like that. So that's a pretty good Vortex spell. And then this is a pretty good sort of point click, and is useful against kind of like elite units, I guess. Like, it's not good against like massive blobs of infantry, but it's only single target. But like, especially if they have like some cavalry that are pretty strong or something like that, then Fate of Una can be pretty good, although it has been nerfed quite a bit. Other options that you have, we do have the Lore of Nehekara, which is not that great. It's okay. You get extra weapon strength if you upgrade it for 5. It still only works on a single target, though. They get anti-large, so single target buffs, okay, not amazing. This gives physical resist, but once again, single target. Not gonna matter that much. This gives extra missile damage, which seems cool, but once again, single target. This is direct damage, so I think it's very similar. It's just like a weaker Fate of Una, I believe. Vortex spell. This is a cheap Vortex spell. From what I remember, this one's pretty good. So it's only 11 versus the 18 of Purple Sun, but I think it has a much smaller hitbox overall. It looks like it moves pretty quickly too. So it's all right. And then this, finally, we get to something that's multi-target, is pretty decent, minus 24 attack and defense for 38 seconds. So it's okay, but it's not that great. Lore of Light is terrible. Like, it's okay. It was really good in multiplayer. Maybe it's still good in multiplayer, but it's just not the thing that you want on campaign map. The biggest reason in multiplayer it was good was because of this net of Amantak. You could overcast this, and it basically just nets, like, all of them that are walking up to you. And if you have really strong missile infantry, like you used to do this with Empire, with a light wizard, you could net them all up and then just gun them down with your artillery or crossbowmen or whatever. But they've nerfed it a lot. So it's probably still okay in multiplayer, but the rest of the stuff is just not that good. Banishment's an okay Vortex spell. It's akin to Purple Sun. I think Purple Sun might do a little more damage, but everything else is pretty bad. Shem's Burning Gaze is bad. It's okay for Lord Sniping, but it's been nerfed a lot. Unbreakable, your units already are basically unbreakable. Boss protection is okay. It's probably one of the better ones for 10. It's AoE, gives armor and missile resistance, but overall that's just not where you want to be. What is the other one? Lord of Shadows. You have to have a special book, so you have to complete one of the quests, which we can talk about here in a second for Lord of Shadows. But it's not really that great either. It's like okay, sort of. You have a really cheap spammable direct damage, which doesn't do that much, but a little bit. Enfeebling Foe is like, you know, a curse, single target curse. Okay, not amazing. Withering, you can make this AoE, it's 14, so this is basically kind of like the death magic one. I think the death one lasts 50 seconds and does minus 30 armor, and I think it wasn't like weapon damage or something, and this lowers leadership instead, so this is pretty close to the death magic one. This is a pretty good wind spell, but it's got a very small hitbox, and it's expensive. It's like 13. This is good on paper. It looks good. It's like, wow, you know, you can upgrade this to 16 and it gives everyone in your army like 50% more weapon damage, but it's just not that great until you get a lot of higher tier stuff. And Pit of Shades is good. It's only 13. It's a stationary vortex, which means that you can predict where it's going to go. You don't have to worry about it coming back onto your units, and it causes, you know, as you can see, massive formation disruption. So this is actually quite good. So yeah, in order of like how I would rank them, I would probably say like Death Magic being the strongest, then Shadows, then the Nehekara Magic, and then Light Magic of your choices. Okay, we're gonna try to go Death Magic here. Okay, so we have Wise, I think is pretty good. +1 rank for all units in an army. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go with him, and then we just want probably Spirit Leech. Now we could upgrade Spirit Leech as well. That does lower the cost by 2, and it lowers the cooldown by an additional 20%. You don't really need to overcast it. It only extends the range on it. But I do want to be able to spam those Spirit Leeches early on. We'll probably go with that, and then probably just life leeching, just so that we get a little bit of extra magic, because really that's kind of the only thing we can do, and I really don't like that style of play too much, but that's kind of the only thing you have going for you early on is kind of the death magic. Just spam it a bunch of stuff. Okay, so we'll get him, and then we're just gonna hire. Early game, you just really want to get the spears, just because they have higher melee defense, and you just want to hold stuff still. And just try to let your magic run it down. You don't really have a lot of great units. You have these Nehekara warriors that are okay, but it's pretty much just your magic early on in the Hyro Titan that are going to be doing a lot of the work. Hey, what's up, Lost Commissar? You gonna go use the Necrotect to settle the Red Desert at level 3? Does the Necrotect, can it occupy by itself? I didn't know it could do that to colonies. I'll have to look at that and see. I thought you had to colonize with a hero, or with your main army rather. Now here, as you level up these, that it gives you extra recruitment capacity for certain units. So getting to Tomb Guard are very good. Those are actually some pretty strong like defensive infantry. Oh, it's one of your rights. Oh, okay. Oh, the special Necrotect. Okay. After performing an action with the Necrotect. Okay. It's probably single use, right? Yeah. I don't remember that. Is that a new thing? But yeah, we'll definitely do that. Sandstorm thing and growth, construction, time for buildings, and Tomb Swarm. Yes, that's pretty legit. We get a Necrotect hero at some point, a few turns in. But yeah, your options early on, I mean, you can go for like these skeleton horsemen are pretty good. Eventually, you do want to try to get some of these sepulchral stalkers. You don't get a lot of them. I think you only get one or two. Those are okay. I mean, the big one at tier 3 is the Ushapti. These are really nice. Now, they're pretty fast at 54, 90 armor, and they really shred infantry pretty hard. So, again, I guess it's only like +5 versus infantry. I mean, I guess they're not that hard. It feels like they've been nerfed. I feel like they had more than 28 melee attack, but they do have sweeping strikes. Their charge bonus is not that great, but they're about as good as it's going to get for your anti-infantry early on. Getting the Screaming Skull catapults can be pretty good. How many do you get up here? You get just +1. Chariots I'm not like a huge fan of, but you do get several skeleton chariots. So I mean, I guess we probably want this. We do eventually want Screaming Skull catapults, and we need some kind of just cavalry to tear them up. And they do have an okay charge bonus and bonus versus infantry. So we're probably just going to have to micro these chariots. The other option, like I said, would be like the skeleton horsemen, which aren't going to hit as hard as a chariot is. And they're going to be equally kind of worthless on sieges. So I guess we just go for the chariot units. And that's pretty cheap too. It's only 1,000. Public order's pretty much going to be trash, and we're not going to make any money. So I guess we can at least get this in the early game, and if we need to sell it, you can sell it back for like 750. Hey, thanks, friend. I know there's a very dedicated base that would like seeing it. So we'll get those here in a second. So we just want a little bit more of a front line. Maybe we'll get a couple archers on the next turn. Yeah, I really don't like. I mean, the sepulchral stalkers are okay. They are anti-large, which is good. But I think just the Ushapti and, you know, the bigger stuff, the necrosphinxes, all that kind of stuff, like the big monsters are really where you want to be. Even like the tomb scorpions and stuff like that are probably going to be better. Now, I like going for this guy. So you pick one of these tech areas, and it takes a while. It's like 15 turns, but then you get. Basically, you can spend certain capacity on extra heroes. So it's either 1,000 gold, 2,500, or 100 canopic jars, and they just kind of shuffle up the order of which heroes you want. The best one's the Necrotect. We already have a lot of Lich Priests, that doesn't matter, and Tomb Princes, I think, are pretty much on the weak side. So anything that's going to be able to give you Necrotects are pretty nice. But then the main reason I like this also is they have this Ushapti bonuses here, the 5/5 melee attack and defense. And they have Necrosphinx, which is like, I think it's a tier 5 unit, so you're probably not getting that for a little while. And then you also have War Sphinxes. But it is good when you do eventually get up to those. And then down here you get local recruitment capacity. Construct recruitment buildings are lower, and Winds of Magic. And then you get access to a special lord if you pay the canopic jars for this. And he's okay. He's not great. He's a skeleton archer guy. It's fine. The other option I think that's pretty good is there's one for like here we go. The Tomb Guard, who are another like pretty useful unit. Then you get Hyro Titans. So that gives 10 armor for Tomb Guard, and then 5/5 melee attack and defense. And the Hyro Titan gets 5/5 and a ward save, and 10 armor and 10% weapon strength. So that's pretty legit, especially for his army. And then you get extra income from sacking and looting. And this guy ends up giving capacity. So he gives like bonuses for Ushapti and extra capacity for Ushapti. So I don't know. I mean, maybe this is, if I think we'd want to go for Tomb Guard, maybe we get this. I mean, really the only good thing over here is this Ushapti bonus. The Necrotech costs jars, which is kind of tough, I think, early on. I mean, you're hard up for money, too. The Lord is a lot better, though. I think. Maybe I do go for this one. I had thought the Ushapti was good, but... Alright, Yeah, I mean, those are good, but those are like really, really late game units. I guess maybe I go for this one. It does give a lot of bonuses for Tomb Guard. Okay, and I'll answer some more questions here in a second during the intern. I'll just make sure we get all this set up. So we're going for that. I don't want to spend that much on this. The 4,000 is a lot. I mean, that's all of my money, basically, and it could, in theory, get sacked by the Beastmen. So we want to try to kill these Beastmen that we're at war with. I think that's it. We can't do any diplomacy with anybody. Clarkeron doesn't like us. We also have a non-aggression with them, which is going to be lame, and I'll show you why here in a little bit. Yeah, let's go ahead and go. So we're just going to sit here and just power up until... We're going to wait on the Dark Elves to come down and occupy this. And then when they occupy it, we're going to kill them. Because then they've already colonized it for us, and it's going to drop their people down to, like, you know, 15% health, and that's when we can kill them, and then we just have to snowball and take out Clarkeron. So the other factions are not going to like that. That's a betrayal of a non-aggression pact. But there's really no other way to do it. Like, you can't occupy this early, and there's no way you can take the elves in, like, a fair fight, I don't think. So you just gotta kind of bait them with these ruins here, and then go knock them out after that. Okay, and then we just put him in here. Now, they have, okay, they have damage building. The day of awakening. Yeah. Now we're kind of just waiting here to see if we can get a better trait for the death magic. Wrathful was okay. I guess we can do tough. Yeah, the armor's pretty decent. Alright, we'll go ahead and get that. Once again, they're free, so in theory you could just keep cycling through these every turn, just hiring them all, and then just like waiting for fresh ones to come in if they have bad traits. Okay, once again, just got that Spirit Leech just constantly cranking. Okay. Oh, can't do that yet. And then, I guess we can go ahead and grab a few archers here. And we'll just keep rolling. We got one more turn on the chariots. I haven't really followed tabletop that much. Let me see. Hey, what's up, Threxus? What's up, John Wolf? We're still gonna do the League stream later on tonight. This is just Total War. It's kind of like a cross between like Civilization and StarCraft. So you have kind of like the city management, but then you also have battles that you can fight with it. So it's pretty cool. Age of Empires, but turn-based. Okay, maybe I haven't played Age of Empires, but it's, people are probably offering a lot of things. So it's a pretty cool game. I've been covering it on my channel for years. I just don't do live streams with it because historically it just hasn't brought in the viewers to support me doing it during the day. I mean, you got to remember also that, you know, I am an educator. It is the summer right now, so I don't have classes right now. But usually, you know, I am an educator. I take care of my daughter during the day, and there's just other stuff, like, you know, other stuff that I have to do during the day because I already spend, like, you know, close to 8 hours a day on the channel, right? You've got like a 4 or 5 hour stream and then like 3 hours of making other videos and releasing them. But I am, this is kind of double duty, where I am streaming it, but I am also recording content. So, you know, might as well do the Warhammer content. I guess we go ahead and grab the last archer. So you're capped on how many units you can have until you get more buildings of that type that you need. So these, like, and over here you have these canopic jars that you get like after battles, and there are certain events that can give you more canopic jars. So a lot of other factions have taken these things from Tomb Kings and integrated it into their faction, especially in SFO. Like, there are a lot of factions that have this buy stuff with extra special resources other than gold, and then the capacity system is just everywhere in the base game. Wow, that one's only 2,000. That one's cheaper than the military one. Okay. I mean, these Screaming Skull catapults I think are pretty good, but you only get one. You're paying 4,000 for just the ability to hire one more. I wish it would at least go up a little bit every time. See, this we get 4 skeleton archers, 2 Nehekara warriors. That gives 6 skeleton archers, 4 Nehekara warriors, and 3 tomb guard. I guess that's decent. Yeah, you cannot get backdoored because your units are so expensive and it takes so much money. You really, really do not want to get backdoored. Okay. And guess what loves the backdoor? The beast who are running around. Now, you can inhabit the mountains, but you do not have an underway stance. So, that can be, you know, really frustrating. Because people can just run around, you know, and just try to backdoor you all the time. And Vanilla already has a huge problem with garrisons. Like, the garrisons are so weak. Well, yeah, we'll talk about them more when we're in combat. I guess I can talk about them during the end turn. We're just kind of powering up here, and we're just waiting on either the beastmen to step too close, or and I'm just always getting the spearmen because they have higher defense. I just want to hold the line with the spears, basically, and then just charge them in the back with the chariots. The Hyro Titan, you can use him to face tank. He does have a lot of HP and 100 armor, but he can be a little susceptible to spears. So, I mean, you just use him like you'd use like a giant. You know, he does have more armor than that, but you just walk up, you know, tank some stuff with him, and then just use his spells, you know, where you see fit. He is kind of like the big, like, good unit that you start with here. He's not as good as the Sphinxes because he's very slow. I mean, he does have, like, the free spells you can cast, but... So, the Dark Elves should come over and occupy that Temple of Adiath here pretty soon. Unless we just got kind of unlucky with RNG, but usually they come down here and try to hunt down the Beastmen, and they occupy that. But yeah, I mean, there's just pretty much no way we can fight them unless they do that. Which one are we? Oh, Casket of Souls. So it's 5,000 for that. The Casket of Souls is pretty good. I mean, the missile strength. What is Light of Death? Okay, increase to power reserves. So this is a pretty strong piece of artillery. There's only one of them instead of 4. So that's why it looks like it does so much damage, but it's pretty legit. You definitely want to get these whenever you can. Alright, I guess we're just chilling. I mean, we can take off the public order thing here, but you really can't go up and occupy this stuff yet because, like I said before, it'll just cause some huge problems. Okay, let me just walk out a little bit and just see what's going on over here.
Move, sire. Not my minions.
We'll give them like one more turn. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is a tough faction. It's like someone getting into League of Legends and just saying like, hey, I want to main Yasuo. You know? Or something like that right off the bat. There he is. Okay. So they should occupy it next turn. Hey, what's up, Smokey Bun? This is Total War Warhammer. This is another game that I cover on the channel. Usually I don't stream it, but Colt donated to have me stream it today in the afternoon. Okay, so I want Necrotech for sure. The Necrotech heals your big units, so you definitely want him early on. With other factions, if you don't have a Lich Priest, you might want a Priest. But pretty much always want the Necrotech. When you look at the Necrotech skills, like this restore thing where he restores like 1,000 HP to one of your people is really good. And then this gives 15 armor, and that gives some extra melee attack to your big things. And this also gives out +1 capacity on a lot of your big necrotech things. That's a Shopdi, Tomb Scorpion, just all of this stuff is just like huge. And he also gives out extra mobility. So yeah, you have to try to get a high level necrotech. Like that's really one of the only ways this faction works, is you work around because your monsters are some of the biggest, best monsters in the game, because they have a lot of HP, they have a lot of armor, and they're usually just like very strong units in general. So this guy is just someone who buffs them up quite a lot, especially once you start getting to the War Sphinxes and the Necro Sphinxes. Okay. Okay, so we'll just do that next turn. I went ahead and took the taxes off of this because I'm only getting 47 gold. I'd rather just preserve the public order a little bit more. Oh, we have to perform. Okay, so when we go into this army next turn, then that'll unlock that other right. It's kind of a turn-based RPG. I mean, it's the closest thing is like Civilization. It's a cross between like Civilization and StarCraft. I think it's the easiest thing I've come up with. There might be other games that could be similar, but you have like map management, managing like your towns, picking buildings, you know, stuff like that, like you have in Civilization. But then you also have real-time battles. If you run into another faction, like you would in StarCraft, sort of, where you're like picking your units. You can set them up at the beginning, but then the rest of it's real time. Okay. Alright, so now, see, they are not super injured, but they're all at like 50% health. Because they got to heal up a little bit. And this is where we get them. Because we'd almost never be able to beat them in a clean, like, you know, 20-on-20 fight this early in the campaign, just because these units are such trash in the early game. Like, once I start getting more upgrades with him, you know, once he gets a couple of levels and I can upgrade him a bit more, then you can kind of start to go toe-to-toe. Oh, it's cool. Well, you would like the real-time battle aspect of it then, if you like StarCraft. Okay, we're going to get rid of one of these skeletons. And we'll see if someone will pay us to go to war. Now, this is probably still going to hurt my reliability. I think if you have a non-aggression and you get invited to war and you take that, it still is bad. But we'll see if we can get 300 gold off of this. You can get some money off of, like, political stuff. They're not going to do it. Who else? They're not at war with anybody else that I can see. I don't think. Speak! I think I just looked at them, right? No, they didn't kill the Beastmen. A lot of times they run into the Beastmen, but... Am I getting raided also? No, they're not raiding yet. How do we have corruption? Oh, the Beastmen, their corruption is spreading, which is causing more public order problems. Okay, so... Yeah, very low. No, that's bad because we had a non-aggression with him. But like I said, this is kind of the only way. You kind of have to be a little backhanded. See, it's saying right now it would be a pretty close fight, even with them at half health. And the Dark Elf units are just way better than yours. Like, they have way more melee attack, way more defense, way more armor, you know, way more weapon strength compared to your stuff. You know, so that's just how it is. Now, if you play one of the other, like, starting lords, and you can actually do diplomacy, you know, if you can get some trade agreements, if you just play any of those desert lords down there, you can work towards confederations and stuff like that, then they're actually a lot stronger. But like I said earlier on, because he's so isolated, then you're just kind of stuck with a bunch of really weak units. Okay. Hey, thanks, Smokey. I appreciate it. Have fun. Have fun on the golf course, man. All right. It gets hot in here as usual. Might be a little cooler outside. I think it was raining earlier. It's kind of cleared up a bit. I need to get like a big old industrial fan or something here. Oh yeah. A little bit cooler out there, not much. Need to get me a window AC unit in here. Alright. So once again, this is not like my favorite style to try to like snipe out lords, but that's just kind of what we have early on. Okay, so we're just labeling these. You just do control, put them in a group. It just makes it easier to manage some of the units that you have. These up. They should come to us, and we just want to try to use our chariots to neutralize their archers if we can. Put our lords kind of in the middle here, and they're gonna have to fight. They don't fight that well, but they can do something. Actually might want them up a little bit more than that, so they can cast. I guess he needs to be up there. Put the Hyro Titan up there as well, just so we can maybe have him face tank some stuff when they come up, and then use our little desert storm ability on them. What's the range on that? Go ahead and have him use a little Shim's Burning Gaze. So didn't really do any damage at all. I guess we could go ahead and kick it off with a long range. Now they don't have that many spears. Okay, well they're sending a bunch of their infantry over. I gotta use the sandstorm. Run. I forgot to actually even use these. Let's get over here and get them. Alright, so we do have some to shop to for free. Yeah, so that's just kind of what we have to do. Our, you know, these dudes took a bit more damage than I would like. They're in a town, so they're dead. But yeah, those chariots actually put in some pretty good work, I think. I mean, not like, they put in a lot. But yeah, for how cheap they are, I think just spamming a lot of chariots in the early game, and you're just going to be bad on sieges, and that's just all there is to it. I mean, you just have to get a lot of Purple Sun, basically, on the sieges and sandstorms, and just like AoE them down, and use the Hydro Titan to tank. Hydro Titan didn't take that much damage. But yeah, we can go ahead and just end this. I don't know about close victory. I thought that was pretty decisive, but okay, so that should be the entire Dark Elf army there from Alyssa, so we should be able to run up there, maybe deal with it. Yeah, they went a little too far to try to protect their... What do you think about the fact you can give AI control of your reinforcements? Do you think the AI does a good enough job? I personally would not do that, but, you know, if you're kind of newer to the game or it's just a lot to handle, I mean, it can be very hard to manage 40 different units. I mean, they probably, I would say the AI probably does that as well as an average player playing it. Yeah, exactly. Some factions are just going to be worse off than others. Oh, they added in some new pictures, I think. That's kind of cool. We could just occupy it. We get 30 jars. I mean, it looks like they did not build it up yet, and it is yellow. We could also just raise it. I'm not going to be able to hold it. And it's actually part of the lower province, not the upper province that Alyssa controls. So I think we just raise. I wouldn't usually raise, but I don't want to spend the money upgrading it, especially with these beastmen running around. So we might just raise it.
We will make you welcome.
I mean, I could occupy it and just allow a rebellion to come up and then just let the rebellion hold it. And then the rebellions actually typically don't repair the buildings, so I don't know. That might let Alyssa back into the game. Like, if I go kill her and then a rebellion goes off here, you know, 10 turns in the future, then Alyssa might actually spawn here. I'm not sure if I want that. I think we just raise it. It's probably fine.
Cain will be sated. Beware of knives in the dark.
I mean, a big problem with that, though, is I don't get replenishment. I think I'll occupy it just so I get replenishment. Might be greedy, but I want the replenishment. Okay, and then here we need to get leadership, and then we just need to get armor and melee defense for the skeleton warriors, tomb guard, Nehekara, just everything, just to get them to hold the line longer so I can cast more spells. And just let the chariots put in more work. Okay, over here, we've got life leeching. We need to get probably... Aspect of the Dreadnought's pretty nice. It only costs 4, and that can allow you to break them a little bit faster, like big groups of units. Soulblight's kind of expensive. It's 8. This is just, it's like so cheap. Just to try to break people. I mean, your Hydro Titan already does cost terror, so, but they have to be like actually engaged with your unit. I mean, I could do this with the I could like throw this on the chariot. It's got 200 range, make the chariot cause fear, or Doom and Darkness. Minus 16 leadership would also cause things to break. 200 range. I think maybe just the upgraded Doom and Darkness. I mean, this upgraded is like everyone can cause terror for 7. This is for 12, minus 16 leadership. I think maybe just Doom and Darkness. Or Aspect of Dread Knight for early. I mean, realistically, I'm spamming Spirit Leech most of the time. So, just something cheap I can throw in there. Okay. I mean, I could get different spells on different ones, I suppose. So one of them can have Dread Knight, maybe one of them can get Doom and Darkness. I guess that's fine.
To be crushed.
Okay, Restore, for sure. Like, I didn't realize you could get that this early. Yeah, that's very strong. Okay, we don't have any followers or anything, I don't think, yet, right? We have Public Order, a Shopti Carver, what is... Ooh, does that give me more of Shopti? Oh, that's good. Okay, still haven't... It's gonna be a rebellion here in a couple of turns. Do I just let this fall? I feel like I need to get aggressive with Alyssa because she has no army right now, right? Yeah, literally 0 army. Bleak Holds doesn't have an army either, so I guess maybe the Beastmen are going for that. I mean, this is the problem with Legendary. Public Order, I don't even have taxes on here right now. Do I just give this up? I can't hire another Lord. So my options are, I can either double back, kill this rebellion, and just let her get her army back. I guess we can see next turn, or we can push ahead and try to take her out while she's still weak. I think I push ahead and go for her. I mean, the thing is, like, I'm gonna have to go up and deal with this Red Desert stuff anyways. Yeah, I think I need to get aggressive. I think I just sell these buildings. It sucks, but I mean, realistically, they're just tier 1, like, buildings. This one looks like it's 1,500. This one's like 1,000. And I can even hire, well, no, I can't hire these off the main, off of one of these broken settlements. Yeah, if I fix this, though, you can hire the spears. Like, you don't even need this. The only thing that you get off of this is archers. So just like your main town, you can just hire basic spears. So I don't get anything off of this building other than the archers, which are like, you know, not a big deal. Yeah, I think I just get aggressive. Do not want this guy yet. I need to use him, but I'm gonna try to just go aggressive on her while she's weak. While I think she's weak, she's probably gonna get another 20 stack by the time I get over there, but yeah, the wall tier armies seem pretty weak. I don't know. If you beat like a really strong wall, we're gonna see. I did beat the minor spoiler work on the Grom campaign. I did end up taking out a faction that I think was rank 2 or something, and I haven't got the reward yet for where I currently am in the campaign, so where are we at? We're at 54 minutes on this episode. Okay. So we can wait one more turn on this. I mean, we could just go ahead and sell these buildings. It's also, there's like at least 1 or 2 different Beastman tribes that are roaming around here. Yeah, I think we just run up there. Just go hard. I guess I could have stopped right here and maybe replenished a little bit more if I intend on taking this next turn, which I do. This will allow me to sack and then occupy if I want to do that. We'll see how much the sack's going to give me. I'm glad she put a lord there. I don't know if that means she doesn't have a lord at Karkarond or not, or if she just hired lords in 2 different places. But she's hiring her units here. Okay. We'll take the taxes off of that. Why is burning something down called raising? I mean, that in English, like, raise means to burn. Usually it's like raising a field or something. Yeah. The biggest thing about Grom that I've found is super strong. Already recruited chariots. I guess that mission came up afterwards or something. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and sell this.
The goddess
Okay.
forbids it.
For the mortuary.
Is the fact that you can give the trolls, like the one, like if you put the bugmans or whatever, the brew in there, you can make the trolls unbreakable. That's the craziest thing I've seen. There's one that's like, it's like a combination of trolls being unbreakable and regeneration from goblins, replenishment, and it might have been like campaign movement range with it. It was like something really crazy. There's one recipe I found.
Ritual.
Okay. So this is gonna be kind of a tough one, but I think we can probably do it. Okay. Anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. The stream's going to continue, but for the standalone episode, that's going to be it. So be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Check out the rest of the campaigns on the channel, and I'll see you next time. Okay, so stream's going to continue. Like I said, I'm just going to start recording another one. Word of the Marcus, Wolfheart. I don't know what... Oh, my beard? I shaved my beard for family pictures for my daughter's birthday. My wife wanted me to shave it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and record again here. Everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor. Let's go ahead and get back in here. Yeah, let's go ahead and fight. So as I said last time, we're just kind of going in here hard. We're kind of giving up our main town that we started with. And we kind of pulled a sleaze move here and attacked her, even though we had a non-aggression when she occupied those ruins. But I think really that's one of the only strategies you can do in that. I mean, I guess you could play super defensively and, you know, try to occupy the desert and just farm rebellions for the first, like, 50 turns of the game or something like that. But I just don't like sitting and chilling for that long. What, archers is the strategy for legendary rather than melee? With who? Yeah. That's what it is. The Dull of the Senses makes them unbreakable. What, Legend of Total War said what, archers are the strategy? For what, Grom? Hell no, the stone trolls are the strategy. You get a hell of a lot of stone trolls in your main army and that are unbreakable, and you pretty much beat everything in the mid game. With your other army, like, goblins are okay, but that's what I think anyways. I mean, you can get the little goblin archers can get like explosive shots and some other stuff like that that I haven't really messed around with, so I mean, I guess it's totally possible that stuff can be good, but talking about the greenskins, the stone trolls, absolutely 100% for where you need to be, unless you're like playing like with Grom anyways. Stone trolls with dulled senses. And then, like, you have goblins to support you because the stone trolls are expensive. So, you know, I got like 6 stone trolls or something early on, and then you just have a bunch of goblins that are just fodder, basically. Okay, and then we'll have him as like maybe our 8th spot. And I got to use the birds this time. I didn't even use them last time. They're not like great, but they're something. So I need to use them. Okay, 5. Should maybe split these chariots up and put them on opposite ends. It makes it a little trickier to macro them. But let's do it that way. So we're just trying to get them all gathered up around him so that we can make really good use of this sand stuff. Yeah, so still getting healed up here. What would be your predictions on the next rework? In game 3, like a rework. What do you mean like a rework? Like getting, like getting kind of buffed or something? I mean, the most underloved faction is, I think, the Wood Elves. I mean, they have 2 legendary lords, one, like, basically one start position for both of them, effectively. It's just, like, very poorly executed. There aren't very many places they can go. Like, they have some cool units, but they're, like, the High Elves have 6 legendary lords or something right now. Skaven might have 6. They just, like, completely just don't care about the Wood Elves.
Very well.
I don't want to risk miscasting with them, so I guess we'll hold that. I mean, they're all gonna die. They're in a town. We can just end that. Empire can kind of jack of all trades. I don't know. They might just let the Wood Elves just sit. I mean, what? They'd have to just... They're just designed to be this, like, kind of... I don't know. I guess you could rework them a little bit. The SFO, like, reworked them a bit. That you'd have to have them, like, start in other places. I think dwarfs are probably the easiest faction if you're trying to learn the game, either dwarves or high elves. Oh, playstyle of Legend. Well, I mean, Legend is the guy who got me into playing Total War. He does cheese a lot of stuff, like running people out of ammo. I mean, the biggest thing for me is he sits there and multi-sacks the same town over and over again to power level your lord in the early game. And that's something that, I don't know, I think just kind of abuses the system a little too much. I mean, I don't mind if he plays strong units or, like, uses compelling battle tactics, I guess, but just the spamming the same town, maybe me, like, sitting here, like, sacking this town over and over and over again, you know, for, like, 20 turns until I have a level 20 lord.
Take everything.
We're gonna get it at level 1 anyways. We get an extra 9% if we sack. I think we just sack and then occupy. And I mean, there are some factions where you kind of have to do something sort of like that. Like the hardest ones, like Skarsnik or something, maybe you have to do that earlier on, but I think a lot of times it's not necessarily... it's not necessary. But it's fine. I mean, he has a huge following. He does what he wants to do. Great incantation. Okay, we could get a Casket of Souls. That's 5,000, so that's a lot. But that thing is very strong. Especially, like, when we're about to siege. Do I want to spend all of my money on that, though? I definitely do not want to repair this stuff. I mean, how much did I get off of that sack? Like 600 or something, and this is going to cost me even more. I mostly did it just for the extra replenishment on my units, though. Yeah, we just want to buff up our fodder units as much as we can. We want to try to get to Purple Sun.
To be trusted.
15 armor for all constructs and missile resist, which is pretty good. I think it's 5 extra melee attack. I think the 15 armor would be good because we're about to siege with him. Oh, he does have damage walls as well, but we gotta have him in combat. We gotta have this restore. I mean, it's 1,200 extra health, basically. Or almost 2,000 extra health, actually.
Dark deeds.
Okay, so we'll go with that. I guess we'll hold off on the Casket of Souls. Can we do anything with, like... Don't care about the Flock of Joff or whatever. I don't think we can do anything here. Such a small amount and no resources. See, they really want you to be able to trade also. Like when you get this stuff. Alright. Go next. All armies get Sand Veil. So it gives you stalk, immune to ambush. Attrition for 5 turns. I really want either... This hero is actually worth quite a bit of money because you get ruins and take them up to level 3. Or this Casket of Souls, which puts in a lot of work. I mean, it's 5,000 gold for 1 Casket of Souls, but... I mean, it does hit like a truck. It'd be nice... It's nice if you can time that with recruiting a lord, though. So whenever I finish that technology, that's when I would want to get it, so I could get 3 extra ranks on that lord. Hey, thanks, Dark Circle. I appreciate it. Oh, Warrior Chaos is definitely getting reworked, obviously. I mean, that's going to be, like, one of the centerpiece factions for Game 3. I think the Alright, we'll just go ahead and go next. I think the opening factions, they'll probably have 4. That's what they've done so far. A reworked version of Chaos, Chaos Dwarfs, and then probably Kislev and Ogre Kingdoms. Usually they like 2 good guys, 2 bad guys kind of factions. I think maybe Ogre Kingdoms could be kind of like a complex faction, like kind of good, kind of bad. I don't know. They might just be all bad. I think of them maybe like a Wizardman-esque type of faction. Well, I don't know how they fixed the second game. Like, what needs to be fixed? I mean, they do pretty regular updates to it. They should just get that third one out as fast as they can. I mean, that's what everybody wants. It's their biggest moneymaker is Total War Warhammer, I think by a very large margin. So they need to stop all these little side projects with mobile. Like, they're trying to do so much mobile just to crack into the Chinese market. I get it, you know, you got to make money, but just release Total War Warhammer 3 and make whatever the sort of Chinese faction, Cathay, just make them a faction. Make them a starting faction if you really want to try to go for the Chinese market, which once again, I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, everybody wants the Chinese market, but do I just run straight over there? I guess I could scout with one of my wizards first. Oh, that's bugged. It looks like it's not showing me how far they can move. Yeah, that's bugged. That's kind of annoying. At least I didn't see it, right? Yeah, it's not showing you when you're in a town. Whatever, I think it's fine. Okay. So we did get her main army. And this is still pretty weak. Yeah, I think we can handle this. I could just demolish that. I don't... Yeah, that's just the money building. Who cares? Let's go ahead and demolish that one. We're not going to repair that. Take taxes off. We have maximum skeletons, right? Okay. Alright, so we'll just siege him next turn. What's up, Ethan? Yeah, I got a little bit of sleep in there. I actually overslept last night. I actually missed the league stream last night. DLC for DLC. I mean, that is kind of a thing, but who cares? I mean, I don't think anyone's going to care that it's like multi-level DLC. That is one thing that someone pointed out about the base game is there could be DLC for DLC. Like you would do like, you know, DLC for Wood Elves. And I guess have they not done DLC for DLC yet? I don't think they have. But I think eventually they would want to do something like that.
To war for Nehekara.
So I think we just had a unique opportunity to try to take out these Dark Elves. Okay, so war faction is destroyed. I think I just go for the Dark Elves here. I mean, I could try to take out the Beastmen too, but I think that's getting greedy. Did they just finish tier... They just finished that tier 2. So that means they get a slightly stronger garrison. They might try to sally out on me. I mean, we could get that Casket of Souls if we really wanted to right here. That would help out. Can I beat them straight up? Where they have 7 units. They could put a hero in there. I'd give them 8 units.
This one shall fall to us.
To like 15, 16 units. I think I might have to buy that Casket of Souls. I know I wanted to wait until this is going on. How long does it last? Does it last for 5 turns? So if I get it now, this is over in 5 turns, though.
Dark elves die like any other.
I'm not sure of the timing on that. I think I'm not going to be able to recruit. Oh, I have to... Doesn't it cost a lot of money? Oh, it's 5,000 to recruit also, that lord. Or it's 200 canoptic jars to get that lord. Okay, that's not happening anytime soon. Okay, so I think I just go ahead and get the Casket of Souls. It is very expensive, but it's a very nice unit. Plus 2 ranks for all units, but yeah, I just need all the help I can get to make sure I can win this fight. It does also give some extra great increase to power reserves. I think the Eastern stuff, if people do it, Cathay seems to be the most likely, the Chinese-based one, and then some people talk about Nippon, who's like a Japanese, like samurai type of stuff. People love that, probably. They could do some snake stuff, too. I think they're going to bust out a lot of the extra stuff. Okay, let's get one of these unranked. Or, unwhatever. Get that dude out of here. I think they're gonna sally out on me, probably, and try to fight. Which would be ideal, but... if they don't do that, I guess we'll just, we're just gonna have to wait 2 turns and go for this. We're not in, like, a particular hurry here.
Now we fight.
I think they're gonna sally out on me.
To battle, my
Do they have the biggest unit roster? I probably would love Ogre Kingdoms. I love big monstrous infantry and just big monsters in general. So I think it's great. I remember listening to, like, some commentator was saying, oh, Ogre Kingdom's gonna be really bad because monstrous infantry and monsters suck. I'm like, no, they don't, dude. Even in multiplayer, like, there's a time and a place for them. Depending on which ones, they can be pretty good. Okay. Why is she working with the vampires? I'm not really sure. I don't know. I don't know all the lore behind everything else. Wow, oh, dude, I forgot the Beastmen were already at war with me. Is that the same Beastmen? Oh my god. Okay, well, this could actually be campaign ending. I totally forgot they're at war with me, so I could have fought them first. So they're like colluding, because they're at war with Karkaron too, so they're basically colluding to stop me from taking Karkaron. Yeah, so this might be campaign ending here, and we might have to restart it. I forgot those dudes were already at war with me. They were just sitting there in plain view, blocking me so that I couldn't get Karkaron. Maybe I should have just sieged Karkaron. I think I had to get equipment, though. Damn it, if they get my Casket of Souls, I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna have to fight both of these armies back to back.
It's Lord. On them. Legions, forward! Destiny. Necrotect. Lich Beast. Necrotect. Lich Beast. Takes on me.
Wait, why did he go way back there?
Yes.
She's so troll. They're like colluding with each other. Like the beastmen are trying to save the people they're already at war with by blocking my siege of them.
Onwards, minions! Kill them! Kill them! Asafute.
Possible I may have to fight him again. How many things did this kill? Pretty good amount.
Ustavish Petra!
He actually didn't take any damage. I thought I used burning. I must have gotten interrupted or something. We're likely gonna have to fight him again, so that's why I'm trying to chase as many down as I can.
Kateb, move!
Got some pretty good range on that too.
Syrian's curse! Oversant!
Bro, can we fire on him? Let's go. guess that range is actually kind of useful, so you can start hitting them from... Okay, well, I just hurt myself with that a little bit, but I do need to kind of try to finish those guys off if I can. At least get a bunch of them dead. Yeah, my birds died. Nehekara warriors died, which is not great. Chariots are still pretty healthy, though. Even though they took a little heat. Noblers. Noblers sound pretty fun, though. Skaven race of Noblers. Oh man, I would really love that money. But I do need the replenishment too. I'm about to get probably attacked by the Dark Elves also. Money's so difficult to come by though. I mean, 870 for winning this battle, right? Pyrrhic victory, win the battle, versus, you know, the money building I can build in a town is 50 gold a turn. I mean, this is the equivalent of like 16 turns of gold from one of those towns. So it's just like your money is so hard to come by unless you win a lot of fights with them. Same thing with jars. But I think I just have to get the replenishment because we're just gonna do consecutive fights, most likely. We don't get to level up yet either. Okay, wow. Okay, so they did not come out on me.
Get the meddlers.
It's actually pretty big because now we get the 5 defense. They're still pretty bad in combat. No extra armor with that steed. Do get some extra movement. I mean, I guess that would allow us to run out and cast Spirit Leech on them without having to worry about using the range as much, and we could reposition. You do get a bit of a charge bonus if you do need to charge in, and I guess you do get substantially more health too, potentially. Well, not substantially, but a little bit more health. Oh, rank 12 you get immortalities. That's good. But that will slow us down 1 turn if we do that from getting Purple Sun, which is kind of the really big spell that we want. So I think we'll pass and just try to get to Purple Sun.
A worthy servant.
Okay, so I guess we just keep sieging here. They might attack us again, but it's going to take us 2 turns to siege.
Incant this. Now we fight.
Alright. I thought that might actually be campaign ending right there, but I guess, well, we don't know. I mean, I knew I was going to win that fight, but it's how much damage do I take? Is the question. And will I be able to fight the Dark Elves despite that? Yeah, the carrion are pretty bad. I mean, they are something, you know. They fly around and flank, and they're not that great though. Okay, so they are coming out. They just wanted to give me time to level up my skills, I guess. I don't know what they're waiting on. Maybe they're waiting on a specific technology or something to finish. Yeah, this one's gonna be really hard. They have 3 different lords. I need to kill Alyssa. The problem is these guys won't break even if I kill Alyssa, because the leadership is only affected, like they only get the negative leadership penalty if it's their lord that breaks, and since that garrison doesn't have a lord, then it's not going to break off of that. That's problematic, but we need to be using Spirit Leech on Alyssa and all of these dudes, just spamming it as per usual. Alright, let's do it. We do have this Casket of Souls, though. It's kind of our ace here.
To battle, my priests.
Maybe they're doing the Dark Elves attack me first this time, and then the Beastmen are going to attack me again. We'll see. The old double team here. Gonna have to put that Hyro Titan to work. Get him up there, base tanking a bunch of them, and then just like spamming. Once we get like multiple purple suns, and we can get like 2 purple suns going on them, and a sandstorm or whatever. I'm not even sure if that many purple suns would be worth. I think 1 is probably good just as an opener, but I still think that just the Spirit Leech spam. I think the AI's gotten a bit better with spamming stupid units, like you're saying. Sometimes they still do, but I feel like they've gotten better over time with that. Okay, so we want to try to pressure them before those reinforcements arrive. So hopefully they're not just going to sit in a corner. Hopefully they just come at us.
Lord of Nehekara. The protect.
Really wish we could get like the healing magic.
The dead do not rest.
I don't think they had any horses though, which that was good. Okay, here we go.
Lich priest. Magic. Lich priest.
so long to kill these things.
Ustawisz Petra! Inwok Nehekala! Asas magic! Power of Henry!
Oh my god, what a miss. Yo, those things move fast. I lost track of those. Get those things off me. I just cannot get them off of me. Okay, maybe.
Ustawisz Petra!
Like they're just completely ignoring my Pyro Titan, basically. No. Come here. Oh, God. If they kill that thing, I'm gonna be real sad.
It is done! Agree! Arise! Ustawisz Petra! The artist for God! I command animals! Ustawisz Petra! Shaku
clown still, like, around?
Come now.
Kill her.
Our strength is waning.
Takes on me.
I will not die today.
Lich beast. Obey.
They're almost out of ammo, but they're gonna probably kill my Hydra Titan. We're just gonna have to run at him, I think.
Animals. Alive.
Because they'll, you know, they just rally back with like 1 HP. That's just how it works on Legendary. Yeah. That Beastman troll, I should have just attacked the Beastman and run away, I guess, and let the dudes rally back a little bit. I mean, maybe... I think we're, you know, they're just gonna focus fire us down. The Dark Shards are just so strong if you can't shut them up. And they just got our chariots, so... Hey, see you, fun police.
Lich beast.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this campaign's hard as hell, man. Like, you can't... Like, it's gonna take a while to get it, so... Like I said, it's like someone just getting, like, League of Legends on day 1 and wanting to, like, play Yasuo. And we just got trolled by the Beastmen, so we're gonna have to probably restart it. Our chariots just got bogged down, and the thing is, like, these guys rallied back with like 1 HP. Just on Legendary, they just have such high leadership and just probability of coming back that it's just really hard. The Beastman troll, I just forgot that those Beastmen are at war with me, because I knew they were at war with her, so I figured maybe they were wanting to attack that town, but no, they're blocking for her. So they attack me first, then she attacks me after that. But I do think that you have to, you just have to rush her early on to get any sort of traction. Hey, thanks for it, I appreciate it. Like, yeah, we did it. We teamed up on him, even though we're both at war with each other. We got him. Yeah, so that's it for that one. I mean, I could reset and do just try to start the campaign again from scratch, or if people want to see like pieces of a different campaign for a little bit, I could do that and then come back and revisit that. I mean, whatever Colt you know, wants to see, we can do that. So I'll come back and I'll you know, I'll redo it if you want to. That's what happens sometimes in these campaigns off stream, especially if you pick one of like the top, you know, 3 or 5 hardest campaigns in the game, is sometimes I lose it, you know, 3 to 5 episodes in, and then I have to restart it and do it again. With like this one or Skarsnik or like the Norse Control guy. Like, these are just like extremely difficult campaigns early on. So, you know, I can restart that from scratch, go through that again, or we could do you know, we could work on Grom a little bit. Could do some Grom, could do some Iltharion. Those are 2 campaigns I'm actively doing right now.
I fight for the
I don't know
greater
if I'm going to
good.
do a Marcus Wolfhart one or not. I know that there had been some interest in doing some more Empire stuff. I personally like the Vampire Counts a lot, but I know they're not necessarily everybody's favorite. Skaven are always pretty cool. It says like Queek is very hard. I mean, it's a hard campaign at the start, but it's nowhere near as difficult as like Kotep. I think Kotep and Skarsnik are the two hardest ones. What do y'all want to see? Or like specifically, what do you want to do, Colt? We could do another, a different Tomb King as well.
Nagash, your servant calls.
If you prefer that, or like I said, I can just try Kotep again. I mean, we'll get him eventually. It's just you can't make like any mistakes early on, like whatsoever, and just not. I mean, even if I did hit the Beastmen first, it still would have been extremely difficult. Because they didn't really leverage that ambush stance too much, honestly. Like, they didn't surround me. They just came at me normally. My units were a little disjointed. It was a pretty, like, relatively clean fight. But they just did enough damage to us to where we just weren't going to be able to do the Dark Elf Siege. I don't really know what the solution to that was. I mean, some of it's just RNG. Like, sometimes the Dark Elves kill the Beastmen early on in the campaign. Or at least severely weaken them, and you don't have to worry about them as much.
The Vampire Coast is all
I know someone had mentioned Vampire Coast earlier.
None
I've tried some
can best
Emmerich as
meet in
well.
battle.
He's okay, like to start with. You are kind of dealing with backdooring Skaven a lot with that one. But anybody? Like nobody saying anything. This is just vanilla. SFO's not updated yet for High Elves. Well, that last guy is called the Lich King, Kotep. Like, he hires liches and things like that. Who is the one that looks like the Lich King? Oh, this guy?
The Liber Mortis reveals all.
He's a different Tomb King Lord, if this is the one you're talking about. There's that guy, there's Kotep. He's kind of the Hierophant, and then there's, this guy is largely considered one of the easiest one. Vampire guy with the blue face.
The final
Lostra?
act.
She's like an opera singer. She's a really weird one. Specializes in like ghosts. She's pretty good. Oh, vampires or Vampire Coast? These are each of the vampires.
Master. The fun.
Bow.
Darkness come.
There's a lot of vampires in this game. There's those, and then there's Vampire Counts and Vampire Coast are basically like pirate vampires.
Power shall.
Oh, this guy?
Wield the maelstrom.
I'm not really sure. Yeah, he's pretty strong. Well, let me... Alright, well if no one really cares, I might just do like some Eltharion or something.
I am sworn to avenge.
I've already got a campaign going with him, but I need to do episodes anyway, so... Okay. Now this one, I actually forgot to record the previous episode on this one, so there were a couple of decent battles in there, which is kind of frustrating, but it is what it is. Occasionally it happens. I thought I'd press the record button, but then I just didn't. Which lords haven't I played yet? I think I've tried all of them to some extent. Actually, no, I haven't done anything but Kotep with the Tomb Kings. Kotep's like the only one. I never get asked for Tomb Kings, hardly. I think they're widely considered, if not the least popular faction, one of them. I get asked like once in a blue moon about those campaigns. Most popular that people ask about is usually high elves and dwarves. Skaven are fairly popular too, but I'm also kind of known for Skaven. Like, everybody kind of knows that Skaven's my favorite faction, so I get asked about them a lot. But okay, let me go ahead and record this again. Hello, buddy. Welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor. We're doing another episode in our Eltharion campaign. I am streaming this as well. I don't have a set streaming schedule yet. We're kind of seeing how the numbers pan out. But we're trying it out here. I'm just going to auto-resolve this. So last time, you might remember, we were going to go out. I forgot to record the last episode after like an hour-long episode, which sucks. But I thought I'd hit the record button, but I guess I was looking at the wrong thing. But I'll lay it out for you here. We're just going to occupy. I guess I could have maybe sacked and occupied, but you pretty much just want to occupy it just to get the free growth. Book of Hoeth. That's pretty good, actually. Okay, so we got Trace. So basically what happened, just to kind of sum up, in the last episode, we did come out and we were able to beat the orcs that were over here, and then we just cleaned out a rebellion and we're coming back up here. And then on this front, we basically fought Trace. They took Tor Onweg. It was a pretty straightforward siege. That one wasn't too close. The orc fight was actually a pretty good fight. So I'm kind of sad we missed that one. And then we just came back over here and took out Trace's main building, main area, and then we're going to come over here and try to finish off this province. Oh, was there a lord there? I guess I could have fought that. I totally forgot. I could have fought that and then imprisoned the lord to get more influence. I'm just coming off on the stream playing a different campaign, and I wasn't in sort of the Eltharion state of mind here. Okay, so they have the public order there. I guess we'll just go for just growth, construction cost. Okay, we are out of the penalty as well. Okay, we got the High Elf Conflict. And then this special building that we can get, it's not that great. You get like White Lion bonuses. The animal cages are pretty nice. I mean, we'll get it when we get there, but the furs are pretty interesting. I'm not sure. We're able to sell these trinkets though too. So 8 trinkets are like 160 gold, so that's like 310 or so gold. Versus if we get all of these furs, we could get up to 48 furs, which I think is like 480 gold. But it would have a startup cost of like 5,600. Guess we'll just keep the trinkets. We're not even tier 3 yet, so we might need to, I think we need to sell these trinkets though and get public order. We just have to get public order everywhere, or we're just never going to be able to do anything. I was saying this earlier in the High Elf campaign. I am streaming this, like I said, as well, but like High Elves have some of the worst public order on Legendary in the entire game, which is hilarious when you compare that to like the Skaven and the Greenskins have better public order management. Okay, so Tori of Riss, definitely want this. That's going to give us access to marble stockpiles, which lowers your construction cost. I'm trying to remember what else we wanted here. We do need an archive to do military advancements, but we don't need a wizard over here, a priestess, although how close is this to tier 3? Oh, it's just one more turn. Okay, we're just gonna wait and hire the archives over here. So I don't even think we need anything special at tier 3 here. We get the some upgraded Mistwalkers, which are cool. We're not even on this side of the island right now. We'll probably just keep pushing ahead. I mean, I guess we can get an Elven Embassy. That's extra 10 income from ports. We do have 3 ports, so be like an extra, I don't know, 60 gold a turn. Income from trade is really good. Influence per turn is pretty good. Could do nobles. Public order. Kind of got that handled. That doesn't matter until we get to tier 4. I don't think we need any of this stuff. Yeah, I think we just throw down a trade. And that's just some of the biggest money there, getting the 5% extra off a trade, because we're already getting... Well, I guess we're not getting like an insane amount off a trade, but... We're already getting like 2,600, so if we get to like 3,000 in trade, that'd be like 150 gold a turn, along with all the other bonuses. The port money, he said, it's probably closer to like, I don't know, 60 or 70. So, and you get 2 influence per turn. I think that's probably where we want to be. Okay. So this guy is sailing somewhere.
Prince Eltharion.
Okay, we gotta be a little careful. We don't have a hero around here. What do we... Okay, so we have the Invocation of Vol going on.
Prince
Alright.
Eltharion.
Scout this out.
Seek out enemies.
We can't raid. This cast chance, power reserve. Could just do an ambush stance also, potentially. I don't know where those dudes went. Oh, we need to... Let's just hire. We can just hire some more spears.
Remain vigilant.
Alright. I hope they're not coming over here to backdoor me. They still have, like, some pretty good armies. Like, we killed their main Savage Orc army, but I'm pretty sure they have more. Yeah, it says they're about even with me. Etain.
Ulf-One's defender. Greetings. The Phoenix Court.
Still trying to get that confederation with them. So we're going up to 239, which is good. They like all of our wars, which is these random factions that are going to war with us. That's good. Still have lots of gifts given. Avalorn.
Alariel, you have my undivided attention.
Yeah, I don't want their stuff. We can just...
Isha forbids it.
Trace we're still at war with. Calidor we're probably going to fight. Tyrannic I don't want to fight, but it's
Asso Princess.
not looking
what
great.
What would you have of the Phoenix Kings?
They don't like that we confederated. Valyrian and Safari both have some pretty good properties.
Prince of Behold, the majesty of the Phoenix Court.
I could start
Now,
using my
to
stuff with them if I really wanted to, but...
Can I assist? I bid you welcome
Okay,
and invite you to say your piece.
They have no armies. Looks like they're about to die. Beric Var.
My throng stands ready. Do not disappoint me.
Marienberg doesn't like us. Border Princes don't like us that much. Emery's cool with us. Trying to remember the lay of the land here. Okay. Yeah, I probably should have taken a prisoner over here and interrogated. Oh, there's about to be a rebellion there. Where's the capital? Is this place? Okay, I can probably run over there with this and get there in time.
High Elven Archmage.
Okay.
Shaper of Fates.
Alright, and then off of her... We were thinking about these. I don't really know that I need to get any of these right now, though. Crackling Prophecy we got. I think just loose. Yeah, just get that reload skill going. So many archers. And we can just buy more spears. Okay, then we'll go over here, deal with this, and then we'll circle back and try to deal with Trace next turn. Okay, and influence-wise, that's too expensive. And we could try to sweet talk like Safari. Oh, it costs more no matter who you're doing business with? Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I thought that was faction specific. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna pour it all into Tyrion then. Gotta get that Confederation, so we gotta get that public order. So, as I explained just for people on the stream that I was at the beginning of this Iltharian campaign, the mists aspect of it is a little disappointing. It's like super defensive. Okay, let's fight him. -4 leadership for everybody. And he is on a horse, but they don't have any real anti-large. Okay.
We must avenge the fallen. Failure is unthinkable.
That the fact that all the mist stuff is like really defensive. I think if you get the mist all the way up, it might be the entire island of Ultharion, or continent, I guess, of Ultharion. But overall, it's just like super defensive. But you can get the Mistwalker units, which I still think are really cool, and the fact that you can cage enemies and get some extra influence early on is pretty nice. So I think that he still has some cool stuff about him. Even though like his signature thing is, you know, like super defensive in nature, which is, you know, not the kind of campaign that I usually like to play. I mean, I wouldn't mind playing like a Survivor type of campaign where it's just like you're seriously just getting swarmed the entire time. Maybe that's what it's like on Vortex, I don't know. But I did actually like Total War Attila with Rome, where you're just like constantly getting attacked and having to like defend dying garrisons just to attrition people out the whole time. A lot of people don't like that style of play because you lose like almost every fight early on, but you're just trying to do just enough damage where they, you know, they won't win the next fight. So it is kind of like a tower defense sort of strategy, which is not everybody's cup of tea, but alright. Single combatant and amber trance. Okay. Alright, we got to keep these wolves off our archers. That's the absolute #1 thing, is do not let the wolves on the archers.
Loyal.
If they don't touch our archers, we win.
Usher, advance.
I'm gonna go ahead over here and just like get some fire going.
Acknowledge.
Just go ahead and get that on cooldown, and then I'm gonna send them back to help me out against these clowns.
Loyal. Purify. Archers. Make Ulthuan proud.
That wasn't like the most effective ever right there, but I'm just trying to
Spearman.
not let these clowns get into my back.
Onward. We will obey. Serve the Asur, attack! Asur, attack! For order. Understood. For the king! We will obey! Lakoi!
I am called upon. No surrender.
Where's the lord?
Empowered by vengeance. By my father's blade.
Setting forth! Archers! Asurian willing! For Asurian! Acknowledged! For our ancestors! It will be done!
Oh no. They're swarming the archers.
The bangsword hunters.
Archers! Orders received! Archers! It shall be done. Spearmen! We will Without fail. For duty. For the king!
Who's their lord? Is it this guy? I can't even...
Archers!
I'm not even sure who their lord is, honestly.
Warrior! Orders understood.
It's a snotling punk like. Okay, it's that guy. Is their
It
lord?
will be
Okay.
done. For Ultran!
It shall be done.
Okay, so getting a little spooky there.
Azurian sends me.
Get the bird after him.
For the Ever Queen! Lakoi!
I actually thought I might lose that there for a second. Heh. Who are the Bone Boys? Is that the Greenskins?
Asa, move!
I mean, I could play Paunch here in a little bit. After this episode, I can do an episode of Paunch if people want to see that. I'm just trying to, oh, Tomb Kings, because that's what it says. Yeah. Actually, we actually lost a couple of episodes in with the Tomb Kings. We were doing Kotep, who's like... Kotep and Skarsnik, I think, are the hardest campaigns in the game, and we got kind of trolled.
Will be done.
The, AI colluded, and I didn't play around it well enough. Like, the Beastmen helped shield one of the early Dark Elf towns,
For Azurian!
so that I had to double up and fight them both early on.
For duty! Forward! Lakoi!
And we ended up getting blasted, and we had to fight 2 really hard consecutive fights, and we just kind of lost at the buzzer on the second one, so we'll probably revisit that sometime soon.
Azurian guides us!
Hey, what's up? It's Tesseract. Hey, you know, I wouldn't mind playing. I own 3 Kingdoms. It just had, like, basically no viewership whatsoever when I streamed that, even when it very first came out. Like, first episodes on campaigns were, like,
Setting for
100 viewers or something. It was so low. Just no one was watching that game. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I didn't, you know, market very well on the channel. I was a little honest when it was released about some of its shortcomings. I thought it was going to be, like, still a pretty cool game, but I was like, it's got these issues and these issues. But once I found a faction that I liked, I actually kind of liked the, like the Taoist factions. I don't remember what they were called, but I thought they were actually pretty fun. But yeah, there's just no viewership for it. But yeah, I do like the Survivor. You know, just get swarmed the whole time. There isn't really one like that in Total War Warhammer. The old Empire used to kind of be like that. I mean, I guess like the Marcus Wolfhard is sort of like that, where you're just like completely surrounded by hostiles, constantly getting attacked, facing like. I mean, yeah, I agree with that, and I said that before, that I think Total War Warhammer 2 is better than 3 Kingdoms. I mean, I think it's their best Total War. I didn't play the old stuff like Medieval 2 and stuff like that. I did like aspects of Attila.
Orders received!
Like, I liked microing the food and sanitation and all that stuff. I thought it was actually pretty fun. And the Survivor style aspect of it, but, we're trying to kill this guy. Oh! Oof. Oh, we barely got him. Trying to take him captive so we can interrogate him. Or not interrogate, but murder him and get some influence. Yeah, the numbers today haven't been as high, though. We've only getting like 48 concurrent. It's like, I mean, I guess if I tried to build it, if I scheduled it on like a Saturday or something all the time. Hey, Crone, because we lost the Kotep one, I guess I could change the description. I'm just kind of jumping around on different ones. Yeah, I just crashed the game trying to jump. Okay, here we go. Hopefully not. Okay, there it is.
They will fund Ulthuan's defense. Their only worth is service.
They could come at me with
Make
another...
their fool masters pay.
I am kind of dinged up, but...
They deserve no better. Let them
I probably do need
build
some
our
replenishment. I mean,
defenses.
I guess I don't really need the money. The money's nice.
Make an example of them.
8% replenishment.
They will toil for Ivres. Coin is all they are worth.
I mean, if I have to stand around and recruit one more turn, that's like several thousand gold.
Worthless.
But is this actually going to make a big difference?
Their only worth is service.
I
They
guess we'll take the
deserve
money.
no better.
If another army hits me right away, that could be a problem. Yeah, so like the first 2 episodes, or the first like 2 hours of the campaign were Kotep. But yeah, I mean, when we opened up with Grom a while ago, we were getting 80 viewers, now we're down to like 50. A typical like League stream gets, wow, they're sieging on the first turn. Sadie, chill. A typical League stream will get like at least 300 on kind of a low night, and on a high night it'll get like 1,000. Hey, what's up, Kyle? Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. But if I'm gonna record some episodes anyways, if it doesn't affect the numbers on League, like the thing that I'm most worried about is the algorithm. If it picks up, oh, you're just running streams with 50 people, maybe you can't support, 500 people anymore, so we're not gonna recommend your video as much with the League streams, and then I end up with like, 150 on the League streams. Like, I'm worried it's gonna like pull down its recommendations for the League streams if I do too many like Warhammer streams, if it counts them as the same thing. Because usually it will, I think that's partially it, is you have to demonstrate that you're able to support the higher viewer numbers before it'll start recommending you a lot to other people.
Limitless talent.
Okay, so we should just be able to dash over there and clear that out, I
True
think.
magic. Full speed,
So that's my main
Doctor!
concern, is that it might affect my viewership on League also.
Master of magic.
Thoughts on Tyler 1 reaching Challenger in Jungle? Good for him. That's great. I mean, I'm enjoying Jungle myself. People complain about the Jungle all the time. I'm kind of like Tyler 1. I don't think the Jungle's underpowered. I don't think it's overpowered, but I don't think it's underpowered right now either. I think it's a very diverse role that I think is very interesting to play. I mean, I understand. I think ADC right now is the worst role in the game, as far as like diversity of gameplay and just experience. Like, you're just gonna get camped 24/7, especially in higher elo a lot of the time. And you're just kind of at the mercy of your jungler and your support in the early game. But I understand why you did it.
For the Ever Queen! The Asser. Their deaths
Yeah,
are
good for him. I think it's cool when people can switch roles and do other things. I'm gonna try to play support a little bit more because I know people like support, but I've actually personally been enjoying the jungle quite a bit. I think if you're really like a macro player and you love, just making decisions, rotating, that type of stuff, I think the jungle's great. It's not as
Remove
much
their
micro,
bodies.
there's not as much mechanics usually. There are
Restrain
some
them.
mechanical champs, but
Free them.
Assur's
Power's a lot smarter than he seems too. Like, he puts on a show like he's not that smart, but he's actually a pretty smart League player. Yeah, I mean, it's almost always in the top 10. It's like half junglers in like every meta.
High Elven Archmage.
And it's not even necessarily the champ, it's just like the champs, it's just the role like allows you to just exert influence on the map more than anything else, especially in the early game. Regardless of champ. Okay, I think, yeah, we're just doing hard to hit. Huh. Hey, thanks, Gassy. I appreciate that. That does help out a lot. Yeah, I changed the title there. Basically, we were on episode 2 or episode 3 of Kotep, and we got double teamed by the
Ulthuan's
AI. The
triumph
Beastmen
was
teamed up
defeat.
with the Dark Elves, and we had to fight 2 really difficult battles in a row.
I bring
and we
Azorian's
lost.
fire.
Basically, I mean, Kotep is one of the, you know, one of the hardest campaigns
Safari's servant.
possible. So you're just gonna lose sometimes on it. Is it faster to go this way or to go? I'd probably have to run all the way around. I think just running on land over here is probably faster.
There I must go.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, I'm not like a very like ultra high level jungler, but I think junglers have quite a large degree of agency where you can do things. I mean, the map is a lot more equal weighted than it's been in the past. Like, actually going topside kind of makes sense because you can get rifts kind of in the early mid game now too. So it's not always you have to constantly camp bottom and gank 24/7. You can farm. You can gank if you want to. I think jungle's in a really good spot right now, honestly.
My life for Tor Ivres.
I do think the tank junglers are very good, but there are lots of other junglers too that are good. Okay, Bloody Hand's super weak right now. I think we can just press on him a little bit. Is he, can I get him into a war with Bloody Hands? Did I try to do that last time?
Alariel's champion. I will weigh what you have
He's
to
rank
say
1
and the merit
military-wise.
of your actions.
He's not going to do that, though, I don't think. That's the one he wouldn't go to war
Absolutely
with.
not.
We're going to keep cranking on him. He's going to be a tough cookie.
Alariel, the Ever Queen, the true of heart.
Who else
Always.
did I drag into those wars? Did anyone want to go to war
Defender
with...
of the welcome. Time is
Oh,
precious.
yes.
So
Okay, we get one more
please
here.
Make your request.
It's not the same. Like, I really, really need Tyrion, but he's rank 1 military, so he's not going to go for it. Okay, so we can get Confederation with him, and he has a gate, which is kind of worthless. But he also has this. He has another gate. He has 2 gates, which are basically worthless. But then he has diamonds, which are huge, and this special one. I think that's only for like horses, which is not like insane. But it probably has tier 3 wine, which is very good for the public order.
You may approach.
How can I assist you?
Speak.
Safri's the other one, but I don't think Safri's
hear
gonna
it.
bro up with us.
It is good to receive.
We just gotta take it, I think. Just gotta take what we can
Protector
get.
of Ulthra. I will receive your petition in the name of the Phoenix King.
Even though that does hurt our diplomacy. I don't know, man. I think that like things like Fiddlesticks and like Graves can actually scale really well in the jungle also because of like they made late game farming a lot more valuable. No, y'all gonna confederate.
I cannot do this.
Just a question of how much. Okay, let's see if we can get 750 out of them. Okay. I mean, the gates are like not completely worthless. They're not amazing, but I guess I could put money on trade, or like put the trade thing on here. Isn't it like 10% trade? Oh, they nerfed it a lot. I thought it used to be 10%. It's only 4%. I mean, I guess that's something. And these actually do have really good garrisons on these gates, but it's like, I don't know. Okay, wait, they control Griffin Gate. I have this gate. What else do I have? Is this a 3? No, it's not a 3 province. Oh, I have Unicorn Gate. Okay.
the Widowmaker.
Who seeks me? High Elven Archmage.
Obviously can't afford
High
all of
Elven
these.
Archmage.
That's actually pretty good. Okay, but we gotta get rid of her.
Pure magic.
Malevolent lord.
I mean, am I gonna be able to afford to know? I have some stuff.
Weaver of spells.
I mean, do I just take a hit on him and then just like sacrifice him in here to try to kill everything? Does she even have anything? She's Metal Mage. Conductor. One's a magic plus 10, so I mean, those are like okay.
Defender
This
of
guy
the
we definitely
Everqueen.
don't need. Does he have anything special? He's a prince. I know he's the legendary lord, but Sun Dragon, Star Dragon, Prince. I don't think. I mean, it's possible these guys go hostile with us, but we do have these gates that are like really strong that should protect us once they're healed up.
Defender of the Everqueen.
Okay, so Tor Ilir, we need to get rid of that and get wine immediately. I think it's just, yeah, it's this big horse building. It's okay, but we don't need to rush that. It's public order. We've got the public order there. We need to just sell this and get some public order. Public order here and wine.
Protector
Giving
of
no
Elfwell.
items. Unsentimental. That's actually really good. Post battle loot. Alright, but we're just gonna get rid of all these.
I'm ready.
Okay. And then with her, I guess we can just hold on to her and try to fight these guys
Chosen of
and just see what
Hecate.
happens.
Feel my power.
Just make some use of that money before we delete it. Make some use of those
Shaper of
troops.
fates.
Ultharion. I'm gonna go for a Dragonhorn here. See if we can push forward.
Remove this threat.
Oh, whoa.
Unthinkable weakness.
Oh, they ran and got to heal.
This is the strength Ivres needs.
6. They have 6, 18 units plus.
You're
These are gonna
right,
be injured.
Ed.
The Warden of Tor Ivres. The
Okay.
green skins are but locusts.
So if we hit this, this guy will get to run, but then we take the town. These guys are going to come in from the side, the right side, and I think we should be able to clean them up immediately. Yeah,
I
let's.
will
We can do this. This will be a good fight.
Take their heads.
Okay. Influence per turn. Did I already execute?
Failure.
Who are
is
we? Okay, so we
unthinkable.
need to kill this wizard, this gut stabber.
We must avenge the fort.
Okay, so let's encircle here for a second. I need to make sure I execute this
Cowardice.
prisoner before we do that. Indoctrinate. We get supply units, or we can execute. Let's go ahead and execute
Mercy is mere vanity.
first. Okay, and then we've already done the Mistwalker, this stuff. We've looked at this stuff like a million times. Faith Bears, I'm not like super impressed with those. Mistwalker Recruits. This one influence per turn, and then we've got all those upgraded. I guess +1 per turn's not terrible, but We are going to be able to get some of that Spire Guard pretty soon, so I guess we can go ahead and
Take
get that.
up the vow. Fang sword bites deep.
Okay, so we got the 500 experience. We can get a little more. Unending volley for missile units. I'm not sure what that means, but I like the sound of it. The extra +10 armor for shielded units is really good too, so just go for that. Now, what does that unending volley do?
Tor Ivres
Replenishes ammo.
demands our sacrifice.
Okay, so you just pretty much never run out of ammo, but it takes you 5 seconds to replenish it. That's legit. All right, let's do it.
Leave none alive.
He's pretty strong.
Strike them down.
He's a very good
This
defensive ward too, and
is
he can
our
heal himself.
sworn
He's strong. Is he the strongest IO forward now? Okay, yeah, they're actually coming in directly behind us. Our numbers are dipping a little bit on the viewers. So maybe we just make this like a little 3-hour stream or something.
Glory matters not.
Just after this episode.
It shall be done.
We can just kind of see. We'll see how it affects the league viewership or not. There's some conflated factors though, because you know I did miss last night's stream, and it might also penalize me for that, like not making it for a day.
Archers!
All right, so we need to try to kill these units before
Avenge the fallen.
they get in here. How many uses do I have on this? Oh, it's just on cooldown. Okay.
Archers! Spearmen!
It serves Ivres.
Archers! Without fail. For duty, we will obey. Without fail. March! Death to the enemies of order!
Yeah, they're not that close.
Spearmen! Onward!
Archers! For our ancestors!
Moving out! Spearmen! Without fail! It will be done! Fire L'Oreal!
To battle!
Acknowledged! Asser forward!
Understood!
God. The AI has gotten much smarter with these flanks.
Kill them!
They're just like super obnoxious with these flanks now with the with their cavalry.
Spearmen! Advance!
It shall be done! It will be done!
Archers! For the king! Move!
For Asurion! Onward! Ancestors!
For duty! Without fail! For order!
We will obey! Spearmen! Seal!
The warden marches for Tor Ivres.
Archers! For order!
For Ulthuan! For Asurion!
For duty! Sinner!
Archers! Eurofair!
Bleak but unyielding.
As you say!
Eldarion.
For ours! Glittering host! For the king!
Archers! Orders understood.
We will obey!
It will be done. Can I be praised?
Loyal! Orion!
Apace! Spearmen! Ancestors! Orders received! For order! Archers!
Spearmen! Forward! March!
I am called upon. I am ever ready. The Grim Warden rises!
Quickly now!
Eltharion!
Spearmen! We advance!
It shall be done.
Assa attack!
It will be done! Attack! At once! We will obey! Archers! Loyal!
For the king!
Spearmen, attack!
To battle!
Guided by wavestones!
For Assyrian! Orifar!
Archers! Asa, attack!
It will be done! Attack!
Urithar!
Archers! Quickly now!
Serve the king!
Gonna try to spread them out.
As you say. For Assyrian! Archers! It will be done.
Assyrian guides us!
In Moranian's name! By my father's blade! They die!
For order!
Sail! It shall be done. Understood.
Archers!
Draw back!
Oh, they use that ammo constantly. You don't even have to stop firing to use it. I thought you had to like use it and stop firing while you're reloading. But apparently it just permanent ammo basically.
Kill them!
Eltharion! Empowered by vengeance!
Archers!
Without fail! Orders received!
By your command!
Move! Orders received! Sinner! Archers! Without fail! It shall be done!
Nice. Well, let's not argue too much in the chat, guys.
Warden of Althwa!
I know y'all have been debating.
Vengeance!
I don't even know what you've been debating, but something for like
To the fray!
20 minutes.
Spearmen!
I think it's cool that Tower 1 got it. You know, has gotten Challenger with 2 different roles.
Acknowledge!
Asa, move!
Assa,
Okay, we already got our capture. Everyone else is gonna die in the town, and the other army, I think, dashed. So they're all gonna die too. Okay, so that's pretty nice. So basically infinite ammo. Good kitty.
The world.
I mean, I guess I could get some recruitment buildings elsewhere, so like on Ulthuan or something. And then that does give -2 recruitment duration. So I mean, maybe that's an argument for building up some of the infrastructure. But I mean, what am I going to get, like Silver and Guard or something? I mean, those are good. I mean, I guess I could get the Mistwalker units. I don't know how long it takes to globally recruit those.
Tor Ivres needs it all.
Whatever.
I
We'll just
claim
occupy it. It may not let us globally recruit the Mist
Prince
units.
Eltharia.
No, it does. Okay, so it's 2 turns for the Faith Bearers. That would just be 1 turn on the Faith Bearers. Okay, and then 1 turn on the Spire Guard if I want those. So I guess having the recruitment capacity for these might be worth, because I could bring in Mistwalker units off of global. It's expensive to do that, but I am starting to get a good chunk of extra money. So raising something, especially if it's like a yellow property that I can't really occupy cleanly. Or, I mean, if I just want to take 2 turns off and just hire some of those, I could do that. I guess I can already get Silver and Guards for 2 turns. I already executed. I guess we can indoctrinate. Because you can't get both of these in the same turn. They don't stack, so...
Open their eyes to the truth. Take up the vow.
Ivres's defenses have been increased again, Warden, furthering the Mist's reach. All controlled regions of Ivres are now protected by their enchantments, bolstering our forces there. Rebuilding efforts within Tor Ivres itself also make good progress.
Okay, so what do we get with this Mists? No. On Mortal Empires, no, you don't go get those special locations. You actually start off in the Barrens, so your main guy, Eltharion, starts at Grunty Mingle, and then you have a different lord that starts out on Ulthuan.
Down the hatches.
So you have to start off with like a 2-front war. Okay. Owned regions in the Ivris province. Okay, so the whole province now has the Mists. Okay. Probably doesn't matter that much. The public order is just so silly. I guess I should have gotten a public order building here instead of this Elven Embassy, but even so, it would still cause some huge problems. All of these have public order except for this mural. I guess we can get tier 2 over here. Yeah, I mean, that because you kind of have to have like confederations. I was talking about this earlier on in the campaign. You can't function without confederations as High Elf. Because you have to have Tyrion, like, you have to have Tyrion and Aletha Nar, or you're just never going to be able to control your public order on Legendary. Okay, we'll just take the taxes off of that. Alright, so how am I going to deal with this then?
The Asher
Okay, I guess... We can just go ahead and tax this, and then come down here and attack this. And then we can just use this army over here
Pure magic.
to try to take out the Dark Elves. I guess that's what we're gonna do. Or maybe I guess we could use that army to go knock out Trace first, and then go deal with the High Elves. Knock out Trace, deal with the Rebellion here. Oh, who are these? Oh, these are... Making sure I didn't have random heroes
Archmage.
sitting around.
High Elven Archmage.
Alright, Trace. Could get lumber, which is good. Hardwood construction. Really do want the lumber, but I think it's a trap. We gotta get public order everywhere. We're just never gonna be able to go anywhere. Miss Nar, how much do I get for a tier 3? So steep. Do public order. We gotta do it though. Okay, Unicorn Gate, sure. Like, what was the Tor Onlick special building? Oh, it was this thing way up here. Okay. Oh, Galbaraz. Yeah, we definitely need that tier 3. That gives us that gold building, the gold generation building, which is huge. We're gonna have to drop back over there and deal with public order 2 at some point. Order is just so obnoxious on legendary in the base game with so many factions. It just slows down the game so much. Yeah, okay. So we can get rid of the growth then and put public order there. Oh, we already have public order there, so we don't need that. Does Gorgazon have anything? No. Mundi has salt, which we already have. And that place, we're just never going to be able to get it. Okay, and then Western Badlands, fine. They'll probably retake it at some point. Okay, we already got all that done. We already did our Confederation. Okay.
To even acknowledge you is far more than you deserve.
He is kind of a badass, Eltharion. I have done, well, I haven't done an Emmerich campaign. I've started it. It's kind of annoying to deal with the Skaven backdoor.
The wisest amongst them will know that fate is on your side. I have foreseen.
The dragon fights are pretty cool if you prep for them appropriately, which means just like spam a bunch of silver and guard. So I don't know, I might do him again in the future. I was doing some of his campaign, and then I just got backdoored by Snitch, and they just, you know, killed everything I had. I was trying to deal with one of the, like, you start off with Skaven to the left and Skaven to the right, and then you have like elves in the mountains, and all of these factions have the underway, and you're just like running around like a fool, you know, on horse with no underway, like going through all this tough terrain. Okay, so Yvris. But yeah, I might be able to do that again at some point. I just decided to do Eltharion. Mortal Empires first. Okay, so we're gonna run down here, deal with this public order.
I will study here.
I think the mist do give you extra movement speed or something in here. Maybe that's the mist upgrade I can get. Campaign movement range enveloped in the mist, all this stuff. Okay.
Order must be
Warrior Vriss,
maintained.
all the rest of this is fine. Yeah, we gotta
Magic in purest form.
win that fight. Are these guys still
Who
powered up?
seeks me?
I mean, they have 19.
What do you seek? High Elven Archmage.
Okay. Yeah, I think we
I
gotta
know
come
my
up here and just try to clean out Trace and start building the Shrine of Cain, I guess. Not sure if I'm gonna use it or not. Okay, we'll go ahead and get trade advancements. Oh, I forgot to hire last turn. Dang it. I should have just hired like just 3 spearmen. I can go ahead and knock out Ekran, probably. Yeah, we can do that. Hopefully it'll just let us auto-resolve that. Do we?
Fang sword ready.
We don't have anyone that's a siege breaker though. These are expensive. I'm just gonna go ahead and combine those.
Prince Eltharion.
Oh, we do have that hammer thing though, right? Okay, so we can just auto-resolve it probably.
Haunted by failure.
Hey, what's up, PBR?
Vengeance for Moranion. We must.
Yeah. We get 20 influence. I guess we get influence for killing greenskins is probably a thing that I just noticed.
Scrub them from this land.
Oh, we do get the 20 influence off of that. Magical, Fang Sword, enemy siege, hold out time. You don't have to do quest battles to get his stuff? That feels a little lazy. To be honest,
No
it feels
glory.
a little lazy. To, like, just get his items without doing quest battles. Now, these are kind of high-ranking archers. I kind of feel bad to combine them, but my replenishment's so low.
Master
Alright,
of
with
magic.
her, I guess we can give her, the Scroll of Stone's pretty dang strong, though. We can give him this book, casting item, Book of Hoeth. She doesn't need that. Not fighting. Okay, I guess that's fine. What is healer? Oh, okay. I just noticed that. The White Wolf. Ha. Throwback to Henry Cavill
My plan
in The
is
Witcher. Okay, you know, tier 2 town. Nothing special for us here, no special buildings. I guess just public order and money. We can try to hold this property.
We are ill at ease.
Public order. Update that with public order, or upgrade it rather. Give risk, fine. Yeah, we still want the growth here, just because we do need to get this up to higher levels for the mist stuff.
His purpose.
Okay. Unyielding March. Global recruitment +2, recruitment cost -25%. I don't know if recruitment cost also covers global or not, but pull down to Mistwalker Barrage, not sure. I think that's just 15 units for all, or 15 armor for all units when defending. All provinces for wall and garrison buildings. I think we just go Unyielding March. It's that Black Falcon. Well, it's not reasonable for me because I am usually taking care of my daughter. Well, the stream's pretty close to being concluded. Someone
We are the
Colt
guardians
donated
of
for a
order.
Warhammer stream. But yeah, usually it's not possible because I'm doing stuff during the day. Oh, is the flying mount open too? Was it his dragon? Does he get a dragon? Stormwing? Yeah, I guess that's fine. I could have done Stormwing. I don't think it's gonna matter that much for the next couple of fights. Okay. And he's already moved. We need to recruit. Oops. Exit.
My life for Tor Ivres.
Okay, that's probably fine. I mean, we can just go ahead and combine these. Save a little money.
Pal the Green.
They're not going to do anything with us. We are a great power and heavy Confederation target now. And people might start coming at us here soon.
I will hear your words, but I make no promises of aid.
I should have thrown down more money at him earlier. I guess we'll throw one more at him.
Very well.
Well, it was cheap. I should have stacked that up every turn. Shower him with cash. Does it still say Tomb? I thought I changed the title of it. Oh, my bad. I thought I changed the title of it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to restart it because we lost. After like a couple of hours on the stream, we lost it. So yeah, I thought I changed the title. I guess I didn't press OK on it. And then I just asked the chat, like, did they, you know, do they have a preference on whatever I played? And I said I could do some Grom or some High Elves, and everyone was just quiet. So I was like, all right, fine, I'm just gonna do some Eltharion, because I need to do episodes for this anyways. Well, actually, let's keep that. I do need to get to tier 3 with these. Okay, I think everything else is fine. Am I taxing? I'm taxing almost everything. Southern Badlands. Okay, so that's 2 turns anyway I cut it. I might as well tax it. I guess it could... Nah, I'm not going to tax it, because if something weird happens and I get, like, 1 more penalty from, like, 1 more corruption coming in or something, it's not worth potentially losing this town over that. Okay. Yeah, we ended up getting kind of cheesed by Beastmen and Dark Elves in the Kotep campaign. They double teamed us. What was my question mark? Goody. Trade advancements, banner. Nagra's about to have some problems. Gothic's about to have some problems again. Other Confederation penalties. I don't remember on lower difficulties if the Confederation penalty is as high, but it's definitely pretty obnoxious. So, alright, so we gotta go on tours. We gotta fight these guys. So we just kill them. Next episode, we'll kill them, run up north, kill them, run over here. I guess we try to take Shrine of Cain first. Well, we don't actually have the movement, so I guess we have to kill this rebellion first and then go for Shrine of Cain. And then down here, we're probably gonna have to, was this available last turn, or was I, whatever, we'll just finish this turn out. Okay, so we need to do that. What is this? Oh, the Mistwalker Sanctum. Okay, well, I can start putting these in tier 3 towns. Kind of expensive, but +2 for Toriavris. But we get 2 more Spire Guard, who I think are one of the best. Although, to be honest, like, the fact that they have 1 billion ammo doesn't really matter if we have infinite ammo anyways. Mara Faith Bearers would be okay. Skyhawks. Penetrating projectiles. I'm not entirely sure what that is. But they basically do 24 damage, so maybe the Skyhawks are the best ones if we have infinite ammo with our main guy. That doesn't mean everybody has infinite ammo, though. It's just him. So my other units would like to have this. So I could go for that. I think I have to get Public Order, though. As lame as that is, I just can't do anything until I get the... as far as Public Order goes. Until I get Tyrion and Alethan R. It's just not happening. Okay, well.
I will obey.
Where is he going? I guess he's probably coming up here trying to take out Tor Draenei.
Sathari's servant.
Tor Onelek's gonna get wiped if I don't clean it up here.
Sorcerer. Ready yourselves.
Okay, how much is this? 25% to adopt.
Destiny lies there. Light of the moon.
Alright, so we'll go there. Nothing we can really get here. I guess we can get Seaguard. Not really using a lot of bolt. I was kind of disappointed with the... I don't remember if I used them here. I think I may have tried it in my Emmerich campaign. The bolt throwers really weren't that impressive. I guess we can just get some Seaguard stuff. We may not be getting Seaguard as much. We might just be doing the Mistwalker stuff.
Allow me.
But...
The most gifted.
Boltharion.
Only service.
So this dude's raiding that. How long do we have? It's next turn. It did go to 12, by the way, is what it looked like. So we would have had a rebellion this turn, which would have been bad.
Prince Eltharion. No rest, no weakness. The warden assumes
So we should be able to get back there in one turn. Greenskins might retake this here in a little bit. No. I was asking earlier what people... I think that was before you got on, when we got wiped on the Kotep attempt.
Be prepared, Asur. I am their end. They cannot... They may live for a price. Their existence threatens all, carried by magic.
Okay. Dedicated to Hoeth. I still don't know which one of these I want yet. We'll just chill on it for a second. I don't think it's a huge deal right now. I need to try to get to Bearable Winds, probably. Yeah, a lot of our archers are about to get to level 7, so I guess we can go ahead and get Favorable Winds and then Darken the Sky. Okay. And then with him, we'll just go for... Yeah, just hard to hit. Level that up.
Shaper of Fates.
Okay.
Do not
and just
tarry.
dash all the way up here.
A new fortress of magic.
Okay. Come on. There we go.
We are ill at
Okay.
ease.
Then we have to kill this rebellion. We have to go over and kill that rebellion.
The winds
I mean,
will
Public
win us.
Order, I guess it's cool. Like, it does force you to use extra resources on something that doesn't help you in as far as military goes. But it really does slow down campaigns a lot. And I don't think it's not like a super interesting mechanic, you know? It's like, okay, basically you have to, you know, keep an army back there just to deal with stuff, or, you know, pull your main army forward. It's not as big of a deal on lower difficulties because you don't get the -8 penalty, and your units don't cost as much for having the supply line penalty for having multiple armies, but
Is the window open?
yeah.
Well, it's like 82 outside.
Well, it's hotter without the window.
How long you been?
I'm pretty much done.
What do you have to walk?
I suppose.
The people
Okay,
are
so we'll go ahead and end this. I mean, confederations are really powerful, so I don't know. Okay, well that's gonna be interesting. So now we're gonna have to fight Kalidor. Good kitty. Now, I guess if they're going for Uvris, that would give us stuff. Oh, for real? Oh, it's so obnoxious. These dwarfs just out of nowhere run across the whole desert. Come backdoor our town. I mean,
The Asa follows.
that's one of the huge reasons why vanilla is so annoying, because your garrisons just suck. Like, you just constantly have to run around and deal with backdoors, like, just all the time on legendary. Because you just can't, like, you can't afford a ton of multiple armies to go deal with the backdoor, and like, you have to get public order buildings, so you can't get as many growth buildings, and that means that your town doesn't level up as fast, which means you can't build the walls in your towns, and even with the walls, they're still weak.
The Asa.
Now he's gonna sack this probably, which is gonna mean I'm gonna have like 10 more turns of public order problems. So I'm just gonna have to sit here and play footsie with him. Okay, he did actually occupy it, I guess. But I'm gonna have to run him down now, play footsie with him for a little while with Eltharion. He's gonna, like, you know, probably underway across this river. I don't have underway. So he's just gonna run around in circles and just stall long enough for the Savage Orcs to get their armies back. And then I'm basically going to be on square one with a Higher Lord again, over there.
Hey, Rory should record you a theme song.
Yeah. Good job, Rory. You want to come in here and play that? Sadie likes it.
You want to play it for the camera?
I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I think you can.
Surely they can hear that.
Rory's playing her flute.
Recorder.
Rory, come in here and play it. It's your flute. I think they like to hear it.
Rory, come here.
Rory, come in here and play it. Daddy wants to hear it.
Scholar Supreme.
I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background. It does sound loud, but then I've got kind of the gain on the mic a little muted. How strong is Kothic now? Or what Trace? They're still pretty weak. How strong are the Savage Orcs? They're coming back. They only have one town. Wait, where? How are they down there? Where is that even? Oh, okay, that was a different Savage Orc. That was looking at Skull Smashers. Okay, so that's their... No, they have 3 towns left, but no armies yet. Okay. But anyways, now I have to run all the way down here with Eltharion and deal with that. I mean, I guess I don't have to. I could just let it go, but then he's going to come up and threaten Mundi if I don't do that. Or Galbaraz. Like, I don't know. I just like really aggressive campaigns where I can just, you know, keep going on the offensive and just not have to worry about this guerrilla tactics nonsense as much as possible.
Do you take me for a Wazzik?
But, like, this dwarf has no business coming up here, like, getting aggressive with me. He's, like, in his little mountains down south. He just randomly, like, he's surrounded by all of these potential hostiles, and he just randomly wants to run up and fight Eltharion. But, anyways, hey, what's up, Crone? Anyways, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you very much. We'll tune in. We'll get it settled out. We're gonna come over here, clean up this rebellion, deal with these elves. We'll probably kill this rebellion, and then maybe deal with
Unlikely.
probably run down south and try to deal with this. army, and then we're gonna likely try to rotate over here and deal with Kalidor as much as possible. It looks like Lothar might be in a position to wipe them out, so we'll see. But we'll keep messing with this. We'll keep trying to work the Confederation angle with Tyrion as much as we can. Hopefully we can spot Alethanar. Is Alethanar dead? No, they have one thing left. I really need to spot them. I need to send like a hero over there and get him before he gets killed out of the game, because I really, really need his +4 public order, or it's going to be backdoor central the entire campaign. But anyways, okay, well that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you next time. Okay, so that's probably it on the campaign here. Late game army of high elves. I mean, yeah, if you have infinite money, yeah, it'd basically just be like maximum dragons with like a couple of heroes in there. Even if you're not playing Emmerich, you just spam a bunch of dragons. I mean, that's one thing with vanilla too, is like there's no limit on your upper level units. I don't know if I would go for all, like, what's more realistic. I mean, I guess you could do all dragons, but you know, what's a likely like evenly distributed final army? Probably something like I don't know, 7 or 8 Sisters of Avalorn. So like maybe 8 Sisters of Avalorn, 5 dragons, and then like 5 really top end spears or something. Maybe like 3 dragons and 2 of those monstrous cav. I'm not sure how those are going yet. And then just like a 5 or 6 infantry front line. Could be like Phoenix Guard. Phoenix Guard aren't that great. Maybe Sword Masters. But Phoenix Guard might be alright, because you don't want like cavalry getting on your archers, but just something like that. I mean, with most factions, usually if it's a pretty even faction, and they have good ranged late game, you just get like, you know, I don't know, 7 archers, 7 infantry, and then just like 6 of whatever, like utility units. No, Dragon Princes are bad. Wait, what is this? What is this stuff? These dudes, seriously? These guys are sending like an army all the way across the world to come mess with me? Is that what this is?
You're a pretender.
They just really do troll you on vanilla.
You know nothing.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to run out and deal with this clown. And then if we have to, we'll just hire an emergency army down here at Shrine of Loic. If Kalidor goes this way. Kalidor might run back to try to defend their homeland. But this is where the mists would come in. We could hire a lord here and try to hire some spears if we need to. And what do these mists even do? Wait, this should have mists, right? Yeah, Mists of Uvris. -2 for all units. Campaign movement range, hero action, ambush, envelop and mist, which is not amazing, but it's okay. I thought it was supposed to cause attrition or something. Oath of Replenishment, so map wide. Get extra ammo replenishment and vigor loss reduction. Summon sentinels. Okay. So, anyways, we'll figure it out next time. Sword Masters are good. Blackguard are pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you could maybe get like 1 Ice Phoenix or something with it. Some of these Mist units look pretty good. I mean, I'm not sure how strong like these guys are going to be, but they're probably going to be pretty strong. The Arcane Phoenix is good. Like 1 or 2 of those. The thing that I like about SFO is they really kind of limit your late game units a bit. But you can't just spam like 18 dragons, although that probably would be the best. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank y'all very much for coming out. We will have a normal League stream around 11 p.m. or midnight, something like that later on tonight. We'll see how it goes with the Total War streams. We might have some more of these soon. If people want to sponsor them, then I'll definitely have them. Unsponsored, we'll see. The numbers were, you know, numbers were definitely a little bit lower today. I think we capped out around 50, and we probably averaged like 40 for a lot of the streams. So the first stream that we did it with the Grom, we got like 80. 30 is just 30 to 50 is just a bit too low, I think. I mean, maybe if I did it consistently on the weekends. I mean, I suppose if it doesn't impact our league stream, if it's not averaging down our league stream, so if I get more than like 300 or 400 people tonight on league, if it doesn't seem to be affecting it, then you know, maybe we could do it on the weekends, just because I do need to record league or Total War campaigns anyways. If it's not affecting the league stream, I guess maybe we could consider it on some weekends sometimes. But if it's affecting league, we're not gonna be able to do it if it's not sponsored, basically. But this is because the numbers are just too low. It's hard for me to do it, like, justify doing this in the middle of the day, too. Well, I can do it some, but I can't do it every day, because I have to take care of my daughter some day, and then some days I just need to do other stuff. I need to create other league content. You know, I need to go, like, hang out with some friends. I need to do some yard work. Hi, Rory! I just need to do other things, you know, just things during the day, because I'm up all night. I need to sleep. Because I'm up, you know, typically from, like, 11 p.m. to, like, 5 a.m. doing league, so... Anyways, okay. Well, that's going to be it. Thank y'all very much, and we'll see you next time.